I done ran my fee up. F what it cost, and you boys better D up. Slim run the route, too clutch, try to hang, but the game too much. What you bout? What you bout? I'm the best from the south, I done ran my fee up. F what it cost, and you boys better D up. Slim run the route, too clutch, try to hang, but the game too much. What you bout? Throw fit like a toddler with no problem. A gold brooch by the collar, the wrist follow. My instincts say the ball on him, rush a call on him. If he play, put paws on him, white gauze on him. Still on me, Mike Tomlin, I keep eyes on him. When you staring at the best, it'll take pride from him. Slim cooking up a meal plan, that's the real plan. And it's up to the SEAL fan, with my real fans. I'm the motherfucking real man and the shooter too. Gotta watch out for the quiet ones, he the shooter too. When I pop out, it's a telethon, ringing through the roof. I'm the best you never heard, and I'm dropping all the proof. What you bout? I'm the best from the south, I done ran my fee up. F what it cost, and you boys better D up. Slim run the route, too clutch, try to hang, but the game too much. What you bout?
What you bout? I'm the best from the south, I done ran my fee up. F what it cost, and you boys better D up. Slim run the route, too clutch, try to hang, but the game too much. What you bout?
S-L-I to the M, let them know, yes, the world is mine, and I'm still at the mo. And he can testify that he will bring the dough, and he still been the go, and he still at the mo. S-L-I to the M, let them know, yes, the world is mine, and I'm still at the mo. And he can testify that he will bring the dough, and he still been the go, and he still at the mo.
What you bout? I'm the best from the south, I done ran my fee up. F what it cost, and you boys better D up. Slim run the route, too clutch, try to hang, but the game too much. What you bout? What you bout?
What you bout? I'm the best from the south, I done ran my fee.
All right, let's go. All right, let's do this. This is going to be short, sweet, and straight to the point. I think. All right. What's up, Lou? What's up, Pure Mentality? Hey, Lou. What's up, Barn Dog? Hey, Lou, let's get that out of the way first. I did see your what's up, Sunshine. Hey, Lou, I saw your message when I first came in here. You said you had questions. So this would probably be the most appropriate time because, I got, some specific things to talk about. I had to do my homework. I had to do what I needed to do to get to where we are right now. I'm going to tell you, obviously, if you missed yesterday and my ending, you probably could figure out from my voice, my attitude, my inflection, whatever it is, that I was serious. Okay. Now, the last time I told, hold on, let's go. Vibrant, what's up? All right, Lou, go ahead. Type your question and I'll basically go over what happened yesterday, like right at the end of the live, right? So I had my regular live, of course, and, ZX made his way up to my panel. Which obviously, for the most part, that's not really a welcome thing. But we were laughing with Mr. Carruthers. We were cutting it up. We were doing our thing or whatever, having a good time. And then all of a sudden at the end, I wish y'all would have told me a lot earlier, but all of a sudden at the end, what's up, Vibrant? What'd you say, Lou? Hold on. Oh, let me say what happened first, and then I'll get to your question, Lou. So at the end, it was brought to my attention. Didn't even see the episode. Obviously, this man wouldn't have been on my platform ever. Didn't see the episode, but people brought it to my attention. Hey, I'm typing in the chat. Somebody hit the panel, and they said that there was a ultimate disrespect. I got a couple timestamps. 12 minutes, 22, but whatever. I got a couple timestamps. I stopped the show, went to check the timestamps over there, and ZX most definitely said about slapping Iron Wise what did he say? Slapping RNY's glasses off, and then slapping her in the chair, and just all kinds of other crazy shit or whatever. I heard it for myself, and then I sat down. I'm like, I started writing some shit down that was extremely disrespectful, right? But we know I'm not going to come out here and scream and holler and do this and that. So we're going to go ahead and dig into your real life. You know what I mean? I used to be that guy. Yeah, I've always said like cars towed and evictions put on people's doors and all kinds of trolling ass shit. But there is absolutely no trolling, zero anything. And on everything I love, I will croak before I stop handling this situation. I swear. Period. Lou, what's up, P the Panel Killer? You said I had been saying in the chat about what he said in the video that morning. I know, Lou. I know. You told me that yesterday. And the thing is when you told me that yesterday, I wasn't paying attention to the chat because we were doing like I was laughing at Mr. Carruthers and going over that story and, you know, just kind of high siding and shit like that. Toodaloo, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention with specific timestamps and all that other stuff. I am very, very glad I heard word for word because I start getting on the phone. Like, I think that people are crazy. Like, I have coast to coast reach. It doesn't matter where I am, who I'm talking to, or whatever. But just wait until I tell y'all the breakdown because there's a petition that I need y'all to do something specific on. And, you know, I'm sure you saw my thumbnail about, you know, Mason's code of conduct, right? All right. So what'd you say? Sir, we were yelling in the chat the whole time you weren't reading it. I know, Toodaloo, my bad. As I said, like I didn't mean to do that at all whatsoever. Usually I look at the chat. You guys know I highlight every damn thing because you guys make fun of me and say that I have a whole segment every time I you know, click on a chat. But that's, you know, that's not the situation. I literally was not paying attention to the chat. I was high siding with Mr. Carruthers. I know that's very rare, but yeah, that definitely wouldn't have happened. I don't know how it was brought to my attention at the end. I believe somebody told me on the panel. Yeah, when I went over there, you guys obviously saw that I did not want to continue going live. I did not want to continue talking to anybody, and I wanted to go sit my ass down, chill, and get my head together. Because once I start doing that, if I black out, I'm going to say some shit that's going to put me in jail. I mean, straight up. Like, everybody thinks that they're disrespectful on this bitch when they drag somebody or whatever, but yeah, no. No. I don't usually show y'all that side, but it is what it is. So we're going to do something in real life. You know what I mean? Like, and we're not even going to do it for content, but obviously it's going to roll out for content. You know, shout out to Rick Reed for, you know, speaking on this man over there with his, you know, health issues or whatnot with the walker and all that other shit, right? And the only thing I wanted to add to what Rick Reed said was, like, how many times does ZX say that Lemon's gay, Lemon's this, Lemon's gay, Lemon's zesty, Lemon did this, Lemon did that? I know I mentioned it a little bit yesterday, but why in the hell would you like grab your junk, get up in the camera, go as close as you can to the camera, which obviously like basically put your junk in his face? Like, I just, when somebody does something that I can't unsee or I can't unthink about or whatever the case may be, it just sticks for me. That didn't make any sense, and it is what it is. Like, and I said, like, I don't really drag people, yell, and do all that, but listen, I'm pretty sure that a public outing, ousting, and you know, behavior will be reprimanded. As I said, it was late as hell last night or whatever, so I got on the phone with one of my club brothers, and I talked to a couple people today because I am not going to come up here and talk to y'all and look like a dumbass because there has to be a follow-up, obviously. Be advised that every as before the chat, all that chatters use, question before, yes, please. After inquiries, this is a way to get his attention. Or you could put a headphone in the front of your comment. You know what I mean? Toodaloo, you might want to read your chat a little more because we are saying it is soon as he hit the link, me and Lou. I got it. I do read the chat. I read the chat too much. Let's see here. What's up, Ms. Rail? Appreciate you being in the building. Thank you. What's up, OG Beauty? As always, I really do appreciate you, of course. Why does he have AI video with a shirtless lemon? Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have no idea. Like, he literally goes into, that whole homosexual, this and that. And then when he started talking about mother, grabbing his joke again and talking about a song or some shit like that. Mother was like, oh, I forgot about that song. I'm glad that you turned me on to it. And then he's over there again today. Spill it, boy. Spill it, boy. Treasure Lane or whatever. I don't think that he's going to respond. I don't think that he gives a damn. But at the same time, the behavior that you demonstrated yesterday, oh, yeah. Like, this is a different response. Like, literally. And I'm going to walk everybody through the steps. I need everybody's assistance. And I am asking my club brother today if we can do the petition via my community wall, because I don't want anybody to obviously have to put their, real information, their real name, their real email, their real whatever. So I'm definitely going to ask that question. And that petition is obviously going to the Masonic Lodge, which we will talk about that in a second. You said for ZX to always talk about the gays, he sure do stay in y'all chat. He even begs them to drop the link so he can come up on the panels. He begs them to come hit his link. Yes, he does beg the homosexual men to hit his link. I mean, hit my link, hit my link, hit my link. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, dog? Like, first of all, if you wouldn't talk to this person in real life, what are you doing? We could call it clout chasing or whatever, but I don't even like to use that because I don't have like a gazillion followers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a little guy over here talking shit. You said also when you have someone as controversial as the X on a panel, you're watching the back chat, P-bomb, etc. Right. I mean, like, there's a lot going on, Vibrant. When you have people on the panel, you got to watch what they say. You got to drop them. You got to bring them up. You got to look at the back chat. You got to look at your Instagram. You got to look at your text messages. There's a lot going on. And I just want people to know that because, not intentionally do I ever ignore anybody. What's going on, Destiny? I appreciate you. I saw you in here yesterday and you came back. So I must have did something right. He's obsessed with gay band. He keep them in his title. I know he is. I know it's weird to me. And the thing is like, I can sit here and talk about all the things that we know about him. One leg up, grabbing your junk, all that other good stuff or whatever, but it's not going to hit like us doing something in real life. It really isn't. And I know everybody expects me. They expect me to go off and say this and say that. But, as I said, like, what does that do? At the end of me being like, oh yeah, you're gay, one leg up, you're disabled, you can barely get out of your chair, you got a walker and a homemade nurse and all that. I don't give a shit about any of that. I give a shit about affecting your real life because you've gone too far. And I have no idea why people have allowed this. I mean, I especially also not just talking to the Masons, but I definitely want to get, some kind of comment, reaction, whatever you want to call it, from the Eastern Stars as well, because I know that the Eastern Stars have been over there, but I don't see them coming back because I think that obviously under their code of conduct, they can't like be over there, communicating to the fashion when you're just going after women, right? So you guys saw my thumbnail, right? Let me see what the hell. Let me see. So the thumbnail says Masonic Code of Conduct explicitly demands the highest respect for women and mandates protecting the vulnerable from harm. Okay. Like, I don't give a damn where you say you are. I don't care if you say you're across the country. I don't care if you say, oh, I'm not in the proximity of that individual. Anybody can visit any city that they feel like. So these women that you say you're going to slap and do all this and do all that, there is no guarantee that that woman is never going to bump into you. Okay. It's very, very simple. And as I said, like, for me to yell and do that and holler. Wait till I tell y'all, like, step by step. I'm gonna say step by step. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do, and then you're gonna see it immediately. Like I'm putting the petition together, but I got to get the credentials and whatnot of my club brothers. This is gonna be very simple. What's up, Choctaw? How you doing? You Toodaloo, you said look it all about how RY wants you to respond. F the rest, right? True. Gotta work, but listening lunch isn't for 3 hours. I appreciate it, Toodaloo. Let me know what Masonic Temple I need to talk to. Okay, Toodaloo. As I said, I'm gonna put something on my community wall once the like official petition's together, because the official petition actually has to be presented by a member in good standing through the through the chain of command. So as I said, like you don't have to contact anybody. It's very simple. It's as simple as I put the petition up, you put your your name, not your real name or whatever. And you describe the incident a little bit that has affected you personally. Okay. And nobody has to write a book. Nobody has to go down and put a bunch of bullet points and this and that. All you really have to say is this man, around the date of this and that said this, and this, either to me directly or indirectly that made me feel like this, and this. And that's it. It's very simple. Now, my club brothers definitely said, the petition and whatnot isn't necessary because some of them are even Shriners, right? But I was like, and they said, if you really want to do that, then obviously, they know I'm a writer. They know I have a website. They know I have all that. So they say, once it goes out in the public and there's any kind of public outcry, the process of the reprimand will be a lot faster. So I definitely want to do that, and I totally want everybody to feel like their voice is heard, and I did something on y'all's behalf to get rid of this. Okay. You said, does that mean I could come back over here without having to suffer through ZX? Yes, ZX will never be here again. I'm saying that. I'm saying that now. Like, nah. Hey, you have to be respectful. You have to be respectful. You have to type in the chat before you come up here and all that. Man, fuck his demands for respect and all that other shit. It is a. Not only do I don't want to communicate with him or have him around me, he's a risk because he's most definitely going to come tear up a platform, piss everybody off, try to get your supporters to leave, then go live and talk about it because he doesn't have any content. This shit is crazy. But if you want to hear a real drag, I'll drop the link for Rick Reed's live, and then you can hear like somebody holler and read somebody for the facts of their life. I'm just not good at that. I'm not, because in real life, like I would beat ZX up. It would just be a joke. You know what I mean? I think that he would holler and scream if he even saw my face, because I don't carry myself in the former fashion to be joking around or talking or doing all this or doing all that. I would beat him up. Like, it's very simple. Anyway, you said, Envy, wouldn't it be easier just to check him on YouTube? No, no, P. And I know, trust me, I get it. That's what people want. Hey, you sorry motherfucker that, like Rick Reed was like prostate cancer and how Rick Reed does. And I was impressed. Rick Reed is the homie or whatever. So shout out to him. And he was like, yeah, I dropped down in my troll pages and ZX wouldn't even dare speak on me. But you know what? I guess he wants to go back and forth. So he did mention Rick Reed's name. So that'll be the drag. Okay. You guys could be entertained by that. But this is definitely the public outcry. I don't give a damn how long it takes me or whatever the case may be. And P the Panel Killer, as I said, like doing it on YouTube and all that doesn't hit. Like it literally doesn't hit. I mean, an article that goes out publicly, public humiliation through the Masons, having to meet with some of my club brothers or whatever the case may be. One of my club brothers is right there in the same city. Okay. So no, I think that, you know, touching somebody like that is a whole lot better than coming on YouTube and saying a damn thing. Okay. Let's see. Reed tore his ass up. Oh shit. Lou, really? Okay, I gotta go check that out for sure. People are tired of seeing the so-called checking him on YouTube. Right. Well, that's what I thought, Doc J. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, where does that lead to? Please tell me the last person that checked ZX, what happened about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, was that person pissed off? Did people get entertained? And then he ends up on the platform, you know, in a week later? No. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm literally going to tap in to your real life. Okay. That's what I do. Now, I want to tell y'all, here's what happened, right? Before, I think I made a video, or I don't think I made a video. I made a video that said 13 bikers and five Shriners and 3 Masons or something along those lines, right? But I wasn't really being serious last time. I was just saying, you know, you could be contacted. You know, that's no physical threat, violence, none of that bullshit. I said, basically, you could be contacted directly because I have coast to coast connections. But I just, you know, cussed a little bit, said that. He got mad. He had his video. Then I had to go back and do my video. And that shit's annoying to me. You know what I mean? Let's just take him out all at one time. Okay. Because, you know, as I said, you know, his name, address, email, and everything else is definitely in the hands of the right people. It only took me like, let's say 10 hours. Okay. So anyway, you said Chuck. Okay, you guys are saying what's up to each other. I tried to tell Rick to come here and drag him live. Yeah, no, shout out to Rick. Trust me, like Rick is the homie. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll even show you. You know what I'm saying? They say that we're twins and all that other shit or whatever, but I will show you. You know, we're gonna get around to this someday. We never get into a rush to do any damn thing, or I don't get in a rush to do any damn thing. But we do definitely have a show that's planned. Here it is, right here. Hold on. Where the hell is oh, right here. Right here, okay? So, you know, basically we are most definitely planning that situation. And I promised Rick Reed that I would match his energy, just like I promised I would match Nessa's energy this Sunday. So we're definitely still gonna do this. I know you guys have seen this for probably months now, but but we're definitely gonna do it. But trust me, Rick Reed is most definitely the homie. All right. And that doesn't, I'm not trying to get any juice. I'm not trying to get any clout. I'm not trying to do any of that through Rick Reed. I'm just, you know, everybody, if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't. 90% of the law, about 90% are law abiding. Jesus. I believe that KRN going to drag him next. Oh, geez. Well, possibly. You know what I'm saying? And Lou, if it comes to a point where it's like a drag off or whatever it is, I could get disrespectful. I just don't scream or talk fast. And I could definitely do that because I'm not a Mason. I am not held to a standard to have to, you know, act a certain way. Hold on a second. Got the wrong mic. Okay. Hold on. Okay. And you said hopefully this finally will be the end of him. My thing is like, if he continues to be on the internet after he gets reviewed, I will be very, very shocked. Like there is no way that the bases are going to stand up for that. They are very much so philanthropists who, you know, distinguished men that help out with the community. That includes women, that includes children, that includes everybody. So I'm pretty sure that, you know, I'm not going to have to yell and perform and do this and that, right? You guys would probably rather see the actions because, you know, there's definitely going to be actions. I promise y'all. I'm sitting here. What's up, Tiffany? Appreciate you. Thank you for the headphones. But yeah, now I have to be held accountable to it. I'm not sitting up here trolling. I'm not sitting up here pump faking. I'm not doing none of that. Like I'm literally holding myself accountable to telling you all specifically that I'm going to take care of it. Okay. There's the, not violently, not cuss you out on the internet, none of that. We're touching real lives. What'd you say? ZX is not at never. And listen, my thing is, when you guys see the article that comes out and all that other stuff, once it all is all taken care of, you guys will understand. Okay, it's gonna probably look professional. It's probably gonna look a little corporate or whatever, but we're definitely gonna take care of ZX coming out here making women feel a certain type of way. Okay. I even want to talk to his AI girl. That would be nice. I would love to talk to her and have a conversation. So that would definitely be on a level of ultimate disrespect. Period. Yeah, bring that lady on, put her on the phone, and let me talk to her. Okay, that's what I want. But anyway, ZX is not and never has been a Mason. A real Mason came forth and told us he was never a Mason. That's fine, Lou. But then recently he came onto my panel after I told him he was a fake Mason and all the other stuff, and he wrote like some of their numbers and symbols and stuff like that, right? And he said, "Here are my credentials as a Mason." And then he did a couple lives where he had his, he had the Masonic all-seeing eye with the G, which is God. And he had that out, and he was speaking to the youth and all this other stuff. So it doesn't really matter, Lou, if he says he's a Mason or not. He's still violating the moral conduct of the organization, which is even worse if you're not that. So not only would you be a fraud, but you would also be, it's blasphemy pretty much to, claim that and be what you are. I don't need him to be a Mason or not to, present all this stuff. Because as I said, it's worse. Could you imagine, like, if I get quotes from Masons and stuff like that? Like, we have never seen that man in our life. We do not want him to use our sign symbols, anything of the sort. And if you don't think that we have the videos compiled and all that other good stuff, you're crazy. I want to see what it looks like for the Masons to watch these videos and stuff. And as I said, my club brother will most definitely go to that lodge and sit there and tell us what happens. I mean, obviously not everything that happens, but what he could share with us. You said, how is he a Mason? It's that definite. I don't know. We're gonna find out, obviously, because it's a process. And as I said, like I don't necessarily need the petition and this and that, but we're going in that direction because I want everybody's voice to be heard. That's it. Lou, you said he always write that stuff. I know he does. Like when he pulled up, like like with the Masonic symbols and stuff. That's all you have to do. Like that's all you have to do. It's documented that he claims to be that. But when he did the signs and the symbols and here are my credentials, like he went over the edge. I guarantee you. Okay. Like people are tired of me saying my motorcycle club is in your city or whatever. Go around the corner. I'll give you an address. You can go holler at them. Like people are tired of hearing that. So let's go this route. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't even want to go this route because like I always think something like this is lame. Like, beat somebody's ass and walk away. But you know what? Listen, if you do anything to ZX, we already know he's gonna tell. You know what I mean? He'll be dialing 911 on your way up there, right? I mean, I don't know, all that trash and stuff in front of those row houses. This shit is crazy. I mean, I wouldn't even be caught walking around there. I would feel bad about myself. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Tennessee Whiskey? How you doing? Thank you for the headphones. I appreciate it. So as I said, we already know the internet bullshit, right? So we're not going to do that. Now, let me go over one more time. Like it's pages about the basis, but the basic, code of conduct is, as I said, explicitly demands the highest respect for women and mandates protecting the vulnerable from harm. So I put in the title, you better be what you say you are. Because if he is found that he is not who he says he is, as I said, that'll be even more of an embarrassment. But at the same time, I also see, and I'm not, this has Nothing to do with the Eastern Stars, but I definitely see Eastern Stars are in the area. And as I said, like they hear him talk once, and I've seen any Eastern Star that's ever been over there step away. You know what I mean? Because obviously, if you know what Eastern Stars are, it's very much so sewed into Masonic beliefs. So anyway, so it's listen, it's hard to talk about because at the end of my life, like I gotta tell you, like I was pissed. Usually I tell y'all I gotta go and I gotta do this and I gotta do that, but really in this situation I just stopped my life because I was like, how am I gonna pull myself together? You know what I mean? How am I gonna, like, what is the next step? Because at that point I would have said some stuff that is just way out the way, and I'd probably be in cuffs right now. You know what I mean? You said he was never a Mason. I don't know how you all allowed him to go that far with claiming to be one. I don't say a lot or feel the need to speak on things like that. But I know Masons like, what the F? Well, we'll see. Prometheus, what's up? Glitter Man, masonry has already been disproven. Diet Melanin has a certified Mason family member that exposed that a long time ago. Well, my thing is Prometheus, and why does he still? But why does he still claim? Why does he still walk around with the symbols and everything else if he was busted out? And that's the whole point. It doesn't matter if it's been proven, disproven, whatever. He is representing what that organization is all about by utilizing their intellectual property. That's what I'm saying. Because I did already prepare for people to say, oh, that's already been busted out. But that does not matter. I'm telling you. Because as I said, like the Masons most definitely would be involved in professing the fact that they do not co-sign any non-members activities out here in the public. So as I said, even if it's disproven, we're still gonna get what we need to get out of this. I promise you. I promise you. I'm not just up here saying this for no apparent reason. Like, I've done my homework. I don't want to look like an idiot. Okay. You said, like him even bragging about being a Mason says a lot. Shake my head. Like he don't even know the definition of a Mason, and you're not even supposed to be bragging or telling people. No, you're not. Yeah, absolutely not. You're supposed to stand on your own. Masons do really, really, really despise that, because basically at that point, then you're utilizing it as, a form of power to, act and carry yourself a certain way. You said, why does anyone do a thing? There's imposters everywhere, my friend. I know that, Prometheus. But what I'm saying is there's not too many imposters everywhere. You guys got to know I was online in a fraternal organization. I am very, very clear what the ramifications are of being of being a fraud. I mean, I already know. You think I'm going to sit up here and contact people and write out a petition, call my club brothers, have them come up here and do this and do that if I didn't know what the ramifications are of this type of behavior? Like, I know that. Trust me. I knew the argument was going to be that, but I got it. Just when I bring up my club brothers and they get on here, a Shriner, and everybody else, when they get up here and they start talking to y'all, I think that's going to bring it into, perspective. And obviously, he's going to say, well, no Mason would come up and talk about Mason business or whatever. Mason doesn't have to come up and talk about Mason business. A Mason can come up and say, in general, what they stand on, and how they carry themselves and things like that, because y'all need to see firsthand. What's up, Sour Patch? Appreciate you being here as always. Thank you for the headphones. Thank you for being a member, all that stuff. What these people must want, a cookie or something. I have no idea. I don't want a cookie. I just want to see the situation go down, to be honest with you, because it's gotten to a certain point where, it's something has to happen. It's almost like, okay, let's ignore him or whatever. So who do we got so far? I think we got Ness, we got Lady Dika, we got RY, we got several others who have, had to deal with this situation. And we're online. We're content creators. We travel. We have meet and greets. We do all that kind of stuff. And for him to spew that type of hatred and things like in his area, like no. I mean, you guys have done stuff to him, walked down the street, knocked on his door, had him, pull out his 38 special revolver, have somebody else walk around. He didn't pop out, all that kind of stuff. Right. But I'm not doing that. I'm in my 40s and, jail is really not where I want to hang out. All right. 3 hots and a cot. Sometimes we call it vacation. But as I said, that was a while ago. You said if he's a Mason, then that he's an astronaut. I know. Prometheus. I listen, trust me. I thought about that because I was like, there is no way at all whatsoever. But as I said, when a couple of my club brothers saw a couple videos, they were like, hold on a second. He has that up there right here, saying the things that he's saying. They go, we don't care if he's a Mason or not. We have a voice in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people have to realize. Some people think that Masons sit in the lodge and just talk about secret stuff or whatever. They're out in the community. Like, they're known, respected. They're everywhere. Do you know how big the lodge? Go look up the lodge in Philly. Like, wait till you see the building. Go look it up. They don't have like 2 or 3 members. Okay, they are out in the community. And I understand that ZX doesn't leave the front, he doesn't leave his front porch or whatever, but he can definitely receive communication. I can do whatever I want, freedom of press, right? After I talk to you all and I get the petition, that's going to be the next step. And I know that I might sound like, oh, well, he can't go about it this way. He's weak sauce. No, I'm not. No. I just, what am I going to do on a gray screen? Start screaming and, never get my hands on him? Like, I would beat him up, like, in a second. I'd spit on my hand, slap the shit out of him, beat him up, and keep him moving. Okay? Like, ZX is a joke. Like, I would feel bad. You know what I mean? Let's see. It's a very offensive, and that's exactly why he's doing it. Shake my hand. And it's a lot of imposters. He's prime example. It's taking you all this long to address this bullshit. No, listen, I'm not addressing the bullshit because I want to prove that he's not a Mason. That's not my goal. I don't give a damn about none of that. But basically him coming out here talk about slapping glasses off of women and pushing them out of chairs and doing all this and doing all that, that's when it changed. Okay, anyway, I'm eating, sorry if you guys hear me pause or whatever. But I get it, Rico, trust me, I totally understand. And will it help that, okay, not will it help, but I don't see anybody bringing anybody on here that has the credibility to speak on it. I could sit up here all day and talk about it, but I'm going to most definitely have bases up here that's going to talk about it. And we're going to go through the process. And I'm going to definitely push the petition. Okay. And I'm not like forcing anybody to sign it or do something out of character. If you're okay with his actions, then just don't sign it. And then go over there and type in the chat and look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like, no woman on the face of this earth should promote anything that he does. The women always say when they're talking about him, they're like, well, he's very disrespectful and stuff, and he can go crazy, but at the same time, he only does that to the women that deserve it. What the fuck? Like, women don't deserve that type of abuse. You know what I mean? You could say quietly as a man what you need to say without threatening and doing all this. Like, that is the most insecure thing that I see a man do. Like, argue with a woman. It makes absolutely no sense to me. If you can't overpower a woman, then you're not a man. I know women are going to be like, hey, a woman can do everything that a man can do. But the physical contact, not so much. But anyway, and that's not how it's looked at, like in the courts. That's not how it's looked at in organizations or anything like that. You can't just say, a woman doesn't have enough strength, so she can't do this and that, right? So as I said, is so far this step, like 10 hours, I'm on the phone doing my thing or whatever. But so far, as I said, his name, address, email has definitely been shared. Okay. That basically kicks things off because he doesn't have to go to the lodge to get to have that conversation. You know what I mean? Because as of right now, it's escalated into a situation where he continues to do it. He did it. Listen. He's talking about Spill It Boy today. I guess I tuned in for a few minutes before I went live, but other than that, I mean, I don't know why he keeps messing with Treasure. But anyway, like he grabbed his junk with him too. So at this point, like doing all that with gay men, obviously if it sounds like a dog quacks like a dog, it is a dog, whatever the damn saying is. Okay, what's Molly? Hello, mods of chat, appreciate you, sunny days. Well, welcome. All right, to whom the petition directed? YouTube? No. The petition is directed specifically to the Masonic Lodge in Philadelphia, but my club brothers told me that it has to go through them because they have to give a formal I guess they have to do like a formal process that a non-mason can do. So that's why it's not to YouTube. I don't care about YouTube. If I wanted to do something on YouTube, I would do something on YouTube. I'd be up here screaming and hollering and flagging and doing all that, but that's not me. I don't really care about that. And as I said, you guys are going to think I'm lame or whatever it is until shit happens. Okay. And sometimes I wonder if the CCs are playing a big prank on us because you'll do all this and let him up on your say. No, I'm not, Molly. That's not going to happen. I told you it's not going to happen. It just is what it is. I would look like a complete asshole if I let him get to a certain point, and then all of a sudden, he pops up. No, I'm not going to sit here and go through that whole process. And do you really think he's going to hit my link if he has to meet with Masons? No. Like I'm looking for a formal process. And honestly, if you I'm not going to share spaces with him because then I'm kind of co-signing what he's doing, right? Because if I sit next to him and whoop we whoop, chop it up and do this and do that, I'm essentially co-signing it, being like, you know what, hey, you can still be around me. No, that messes up the whole process. So if you want to look at it like, people break up to make up around here, which they do, people are mad at each other for 24 to 48 hours, that would mess up the whole process of what we're doing. Okay. You said I'll sign the petition like I did with the last one, even though he's still doing the same shit, if not worse. The problem is, though, Doc J, he probably went to the wrong or the petition probably went to the wrong people. Okay. Because the thing is he would not have those signs, symbols, and all that other stuff up there if it went to the right people. Because most definitely the Masons would, knock on that door. And I'm not necessarily, I mean, the Masons are not going to, physically attack him or anything like that, but they are going to confirm that he did get, some communication, because clearly they're going to ask for him to, come down there and do whatever he needs to do. Are they going to probably let him in the temple? If he's a fraud, probably not, but I have no idea how that works. I am not a Mason. I have absolutely no idea. But as I said, like, I understand the fraternal order of, conducting yourself as a person, because as I said, I was online for a fraternal organization. Most people know that. Help support the channel. I appreciate that, Sour Patch. Let's go. Hey, Leslie, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a few. Hopefully everything is going good. What's the solution to this? Like, the contradiction is some of you ladies was just on his D, and now his behavior, then watch these ladies go be right back over like a few you ladies in the chat. Well, my thing is if they're over there, they're over there. If they're not, they're not. But that's up to them. But the people that don't sign the petition don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not forcing anybody to go sign, but I think it will look crazy if you went and signed a petition that I'm going to formally submit, and then you're hanging out with him. It's like the same thing that I told you about him being on my platform or sharing a space with him. It would totally take away the credibility of the complaint. Sunny Days, what's up? I said, what's up to you? Hey, Mr. Carruthers, what's going on, man? Thank you for being a good sport yesterday, man. That shit was funny. I wish I could have been able to keep that live up because that was great. I'm gonna make like a short form video and upload it because that was funny. But Carruthers, I like you. You know what I mean? That's why I only took it so far. But anyway, OG Beauty, what'd you say, Rico? Molly, I've been saying and thinking that they allow him right back up, and why can't nobody serious on this side of YouTube? I'm serious on this side of YouTube, Rico, and I can take accountability for the same thing. Honestly, I'd be a liar if I told you about this comment and said, oh, yeah, I was pissed off at him, banned him. Like, he can't type in the chat, but he's got a couple accounts that he comes on backstage, but it doesn't matter. I've let him up. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a perfect person. You know what I mean? I take full accountability for letting him up and, speak in a certain way. But see, he only speaks like that on his shit because he wants to go over there and be disrespectful. And I've looked at his chat like I watched him weeks ago, pretty much every day or whatever. I look at the chat, I'm like, oh my God, like these women are listening to this. But hey, if they're offended by me saying that it's a little bit strange that they sit there and listen to that and support and do this and do that, hey, it is what it is. There's all types of women in the world that put up with the craziest shit that I've ever seen. So, what are you going to do? What's up, Charlie? I mean, I'm glad I don't have to worry about being called a C word no more on your panel. You don't have to be. Absolutely not. But see, the funny thing is the C word is actually disrespectful to Black people. So I have absolutely no idea why our people say the C word, because basically the slave master used the C word against us. So, but people aren't very bright. But it is what it is. No harm, no foul. That's what's up. That's what's up, Carruthers. I appreciate it. Diana, what's going on? Didn't get notification. Hey, Envy. A lot of people are saying that. Man, listen, YouTube is hating on me, really. Like they want me to be out of the algorithm. Probably because I've only gone live. I think this is the 11th live this month. I have no idea. The number one thing is consistency out here. But honestly, if you're a supporter, just check. I always schedule my lives like a day ahead. Sometimes I come at 1 and 5. Sometimes I only come at 5. But just check my wall and all that other good stuff, because I definitely share out everything. So as I said, the word, okay, let's pretend that I go with people that say, this has been proven. He hasn't been this. He false claims. He does this and that, right? Okay, cool. Well, then basically you're co-signing the other side of the argument, right? Because the whole purpose is to see if he is legit. You see my title, it says you better be who you say you are. So let's say that we prove that he's legit. Well, that's very, very easy. We go to, we have communication through my club brothers sent to the lodge. Whatever they got to do, and he will be treated as such. But obviously, if he isn't one, which a lot of people are saying and a lot of people are underscoring, then that's a problem too, right? You know what I mean? You got to really look at both sides of the situation, because, as I said, it's freedom of press. If you don't think that I'm gonna put out there, I would say to alert the people in Philly that you guys have an individual like this around the corner. And I heard him, he said something along the lines of, they want to paint me out to be a woman abuser or whatever. Listen, it doesn't necessarily matter. You don't have to touch a woman to be an abuser. It could be verbal. That could give them anxiety. You have absolutely no idea. If you think it means you would do it. So I don't need any, proof of hitting a woman, putting the hands on somebody, yelling. I don't need none of that. Like, the internet pretty much speaks for itself. It's pretty simple. And that's the only thing I'm going to use YouTube for is documentation. You said they have that much more reason to get him if he's faking. That's what I'm saying, Steph. I mean, it's even worse because, as I said, like if people prove that back in the past, right? And I said freedom of press. If that video's pulled out, okay, you are not a Mason, so and such, or whatever. Okay, so from that date to what he said is slapped Armwise's glasses off and this and that. From that date that he was caught to now, that means that he's been faking that long. So I'm trying to tell you all, I don't want anybody to leave here and think that, oh, okay, nothing's going to happen if he isn't validated. And I don't give a damn what he says. What's up, Malik? Legit, my Bigfoot. I own the kicks. Oh, Jesus. Malik's trying to be funny when he's not funny. Okay. Good afternoon. What's up, Meavy? I appreciate you, as always. And you always give me the jewels. You always give me the floating heart. And you always make sure I feel good for being up here. I really do appreciate that, Mimi. Thank you so much. So what else did I put here? So I definitely, I want to say this one more time. The last time I think I said something about, 13 bikers, however many Masons, how many Shriners, whatever is going to talk to them. Like, and you guys know me as like this troll that goes around that agitates people and all that other bullshit. And you guys are scared to drop down because your masters probably told you not to come here. Okay. Which blows me, because if I ask somebody to write 3 things down that I've done to people, they definitely wouldn't have any answer. There's Georgia Pete's. I wanted to ask you something, Georgia Pete's. Since he want to put hands on RY, maybe someone should put hands on his. Yes. And that was, I mean, there has definitely been some comments that I've heard around the streets of, he actually said, he actually put people down for not being in a married he said that you have to be in a happy marriage to bear children so that there wouldn't be a single mother, but he created a single mother. So I read your comment. Hey, Georgia Peach, I saw that you said in YTC's chat, I believe you said something about you were in another sector, kind of, just, moving around and this and that. But I miss you, Georgia Peach. I don't care what sector you're in, but make sure you come to my live. Okay, please. I appreciate it. The C word or any word of that nature. What I do find offensive is when people sexualize children and then turn the blind eye and act like they ain't hear nothing. Well, I mean, my thing is, people do a lot of stuff on here that I look at and I'm like, wow. I mean, when people get all excited and start screaming and yelling, and they say, oh, well, it's just the internet. I mean, I get it. It's just the internet, but it's still you talking. It's still your thoughts. It's still things that you, hold in a regard. It's still things that you hold in a regard to, be appropriate. And I know I'm not myself today. I know I'm usually laughing, having a good time, doing my thing or whatever. And I'll be able to be that person after this show, just because it is what it is. I'm telling y'all what's going to happen. And it is, then I have to hold myself accountable to it. Or you guys could come here and say I'm full of shit. I mean, y'all don't fuck with me anyway, but, you could bring it up a little bit worse. We want Peachy. All right. What'd you say, Rico? You said, I feel like if you all wouldn't give people too much light, you wouldn't be hearing things he said or down, but people still watch. They feel hold on. That's why I feel people love being offended and hurt. I know, I get it. People bring him up or whatever because they know it's going to be some bullshit. All right. Including me. As I said, I'm not going to, run from something that I did. But at the same time, like, we're going to affect your real life. Okay. Like, I don't think that any person that can, use wordplay or talk fast or talk about somebody is going to, operate the way that I do. And as I said, I'm not even myself. You don't hear me laughing. You don't hear me having a good time. You don't hear me banging on the table. You don't hear me taking notes. I still am going to drink water. 1 second. I get made fun of for stopping the show and drinking water, but it is what it is. Georgia Peach, Envy, you already know, bro. I appreciate you, Georgia Peach. As I said, I missed you. You said, Lou, I keep saying hello. Oh, okay. Hey, Lou, you better say hello back to Choctaw, okay? But anyway, I leave that to the draggers, but at the same time, hey, you want to read somebody down for the facts of their life? Let's read them down for what's about to happen. Okay. And the only content he's going to have about the situation is, oh, well, today I had to go down to the temple and whoop de whoop and what do listen, that's great. Like, have content about what happens to you, not content about your ideologies and shit like that. We're going to hear content from ZX about how this is going to go down. Okay. And I swear, like, y'all think I pump fake sometimes or say that's going to happen and it doesn't. This is going to happen. Okay. And you guys could go back to this video. What's today? August 26th. Y'all could go back to this video and be like, Envy, you're full of shit. Okay. I never say that usually because sometimes I am full of shit. But anyway, let's see here. Definitely missed y'all. Yeah, missed y'all. I just got tired of the same shit and stale plays. No, I get it. I get it, Georgia Peach. I think the people that are actually in the bullshit and have stale plays are tired of it too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they have a meeting in the group chat or StreamYard or wherever they are and come up with them, because whoever signs off on these plays, whoever signs off these plays, they should slap themselves. Okay. Georgia Peach, Diana from Brooklyn. Where's Diana? Okay. I didn't say what's up, Diana. How you doing today? But anyway, as I said, I'm not going to beat this to death or anything like that. And I was also like, you know what? Have a little bit of a segment about it and then move on to something else. But there is no moving on to something else because obviously part of this video is documentation. And what documentation is I'm telling the people, if you feel a certain way, and I'm not forcing you to sign a petition, I'm not forcing you to do anything because I got to put it together. And then I got to send it over to my club brothers. They have to go to their people and see like whether it's done right. Because I don't want to use a template. Hey, this individual from your lodge did blah, 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 blah. I want the process to go faster because obviously I don't want to sit around and wait. Then y'all are like, hey, what's the next step? So the first step has already been done. We're on step number 2 already. But anyway, you said I'm better today. Thanks, Envy. Yesterday I was ready to go to war for Aaron White. Yeah, Diane, I get it. Trust me. Feel the same. And the reason why I ended the live yesterday, as I said, is, you guys know I don't come out here and yell, but I could say the worst shit in the world, and I'm not ready for the ramifications of the shit that could come out of my mouth. All right. What's up, Davna? How you doing? I appreciate you being here. What's up, Shri Bad? What's going on? Now, you know what? I'm scared as hell of your avatar. Every time I click on it, I'm like, oh shit. Let me behave myself. But anyway, I don't know exactly. Thank you for coming in, y'all. Shout out to you. But as I said, if you guys don't like it, just don't sign the petition. If you guys don't like it, just go over there and type in the chat. If you guys don't like it, go ahead and go over his commentary. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is why mention his commentary. The only commentary I'm going to mention of his is exactly what's happening here. I'm pretty sure he's going to come out and tell y'all what happens. You know what I mean? Molly, what'd you say? Georgia Peace, welcome back. Oh, you're good time to come back. We're having fake outrage, filling out a form and then forgetting it happened. Jesus Christ. Molly, you haven't even seen anything happen to be able to comment on it. You guys can hear me. Like, I'm stuttering. I'm doing all kinds of other stuff because, as I said, I don't like this kind of content. I don't. I wouldn't even call it content. I don't like these type of situations because I don't want to fill out. I don't want to get a petition. I don't want to call my club brothers. I don't want to ask them to come up here. I don't want to get this shit sent off or whatever. That shit is busy work. Okay. But I'm willing to do it, based on what's happened because, the whole you can't protect somebody behind these gray screens from anything that happens out in the real world. I live in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in Pennsylvania, Virginia, none of that. So all I could do is just go to action. You know what I mean? And if you guys talk about me going to action because I haven't cussed somebody out, I'll be wondering about y'all, to be honest with you. Like, you guys either want something to happen or you want me to yell. These draggers can't even drag now that the real gag. I don't care what about to happen. I'm just hearing about this. Me and Georgia Pete's got our passports. Oh shit. Well, hey, yeah, you could just be hearing about this. That's cool, but just know, I'm sure a lot of other people are going to be hearing about this for the first time today. So it's all good. Let's see here, Bolly. What fake form? Listen, I we already know that Molly's going to talk shit, but Molly, are you going to sign the petition? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it really comes out, which it will, are you going to sign the petition? I need you to be like the third person, the third name on that sheet. Lou said he thinks Mother gonna go back and forth with him. Mother's not gonna go back and forth with no damn ZX. Period. He's not important enough. You know what I mean? What is Mother gonna get out of going back and forth with ZX? I have no idea. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I drop the link so that, in this type of commentary, I don't want people to be able to go back and say I said something crazy. They didn't get a voice, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. If you know that you can come up here, great. But if you know you can't, then just don't. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go over and pin it just to make sure we're good. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right. Hold on. And I would be surprised as hell if nobody had anything to say. That doesn't mean that I'm begging somebody to click my link, because you guys know I could sit up here and do a show. Let's see here. Hold on. Pin message. Okay, cool. All right. I was late coming in. Diana, I'm not gonna take this video down. You can definitely red ball, and I got the red ball on or off or whatever. I mean, however you can slide back, it's on or off, whatever. What's going on, colorful? Let's see here. Form. Diana, I don't know why Molly's calling it a form. It's a damn petition, okay? Another petition for who? King Demon, Child Boo. He ain't worth it, and he loves attention. No, well, my thing is, based on what he did, this is the best course of action I could take to be legal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be as diabolically as I have. Like, obviously. Like, looking at the dude's house yesterday, seeing the porch that he sits on, and all that other stuff. It just, I'm not that diabolical anymore. What's going on, Soul Sister? Because I am not going to jail. I'm not going to sit in a cell saying woulda, coulda, shoulda, and did not done something to ZX. But that wouldn't even mean anything. If I came back and told y'all I beat him up, you'd probably make fun of me. So you know what I'm saying? Not you talking about us wanting you to curse people out again. I don't know what you are talking about. Okay, well, I mean, I always pretty much say that anyway, because, I take a lot of heat from that. Oh, weak sauce. He's not going to, he hasn't done this and done that. Just because I approach it in a different way through psychological warfare doesn't necessarily mean that I'm weak sauce and this and that. You could call me that if I'm in front of ZX, or if I'm in front of somebody that I said I'm going to punch down and I get beat up. That's weak. Colorful apparently letting the Mason organization know that ZX is saying things. Yes. Okay. Now or no, I'm not going to sign a petition before I'm an evil, horrible person and not sacrifice like envy. Okay, cool. No problem. And you said I'm sanctified. I thought you said I was sacrificed. I'm like, damn. What the hell did I do? You know what I mean? I do feel there's sabotage. Okay, let's use that word. There is most definitely heavy sabotage. But you know what? All you got to do is bring good content, entertain the people, and your supporters are going to take care of you anyway. It doesn't matter what you decide to do. Hold on a second, real quick. Hold on 1 second. And let me put my headphones in real quick. Hold on. What's going on?
Good afternoon.
What's up, Carruthers?
I'm just sitting there. Go ahead with your commentary. I'll let people know why I'm up here today. Go ahead.
What'd you say? You're gonna let me do my commentary?
Yeah, just go ahead and continue talking because I have something to add to it after you finish. Really finish your thoughts.
All right, well, let's go. Let's go right into. You have something to add to it. Go ahead. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, thank you, OG Beauty. I appreciate that. Molly been there and done that with the petition of the Masons. You have to figure out his lodge. I already know. I already know the lodge. I already know all that. Like I have club brothers that are bases as Shriners. It's very easy to figure out lodges and all that other stuff. I'm not sitting here. I promise you, I'm not sitting here saying this stuff because I haven't done what I needed to do. What's up, Reed? Appreciate seeing you, Reed. They just said that you got your shit off on the old guy with a bathrobe on. So shout out to you. I'm definitely gonna watch that live. But go ahead, Mr. Carruthers. I saw the nonsense of you up on that page today. But go ahead. What you got?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I applaud you for doing what you're doing, the way you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, a lot of people don't know that the Masons is a serious organization, very serious. Okay. Now I'm going to let out something that I never said about my dad or anybody else on here and my family. My dad was a 33rd Mason, okay, and he allowed us boys to either join or just watch him as a man. And the way ZX is done talking about the Masons and everything, going this route with you is the number one, first of all, the right way to do it. A real
Mm-hmm.
Mason is not going to sit up there. Like I said, people want to know why am I so wholehearted against women abuse. My dad was a Mason. The group he
Mm-hmm.
belonged was a Mason. My mother also was an Eastern Star. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
those days. You see what I'm
What's up,
saying?
newbie?
So
Yeah, go
for
ahead.
ZX to claim something that he's not, he is doing it the right way. And for all those people that are sitting up here saying, well, this and that, if you never had a Mason in your family, or if you never were treated with the kindness and respect the organization that the group of Masons go through and what they really, really do as men and as women as Eastern Star, then our history is gone out the window. Black people, you need to stop and quit it on these apparatuses. You know what? I'm not even going to sit up here and preach to you guys because, like I said, I'm old enough to be a lot of you guys' uncles, granddads, dads, even on this page. You're young,
Grandfather,
young
sir.
generation,
Grandfather. Go
grandfather,
ahead.
that too, great grandfather. Matter of fact, because I am a great grandfather.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Carruthers.
But what I'm saying, when a young person has sense enough like envy to do it the right way, it doesn't always mean violence either. You don't have to resort to violence. Yeah, I get on here and talk about getting in a boxing ring with ZX, but I know better. That for me was fun and commentary to see his reaction. So I want to see how he's going to react to this petition.
Yes, Georgia Peach.
And I want to see how people can sit up here and condone and love a man so much that they send him cash apps and all this bullcrap, talking about your relationships, talking about your mothers, talking about your daughters, talking about your sons, even if they're straight, gay, or whatever. It doesn't matter. So
No,
that's all I got to
absolutely.
say about it, NB.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm going to leave it in their hands. I can't sit here and speak for the Masons. I can't speak for the Eastern Stars or anything like that because I'm not a Mason. But at the same time, I definitely know their public ideologies and things like that. And I'm going to definitely bring my club brothers on here so that they can speak directly. I'm pretty sure that in fraternal life, me being online, you could say certain things to people, they're already going to know what you're talking about. They have a different code of conduct in the way that they speak to each other. So you know what? Hey, right here, he might get busted out. We don't have to do petitions and all that other shit, but we'll figure it out. I'm definitely going to move forward as swiftly and as hard as I possibly can, Mister Carruthers.
Okay, sir. Well, I just appreciate it. And like I said, I'm here now at my age. I'm gonna have fun. If you want to say that I'm this and I'm that, okay, but you weren't with me. You weren't even some of them weren't even born. So if you want to take my story and twist it, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to be miserable here on YouTube. But like I told people, I listen to the devil and I go after him my way. Now, that's all I got to say about it.
Right. Okay, Carruthers. I'm gonna finish out the commentary, brother. I appreciate you coming up.
All right, thank you, MB. I'm going to get
All
down in the chat.
right, Mr. Carruthers. All right. So, Charlie, you said I've done nothing to that man to deserve what he said to me or many others on here. The way he threatens women is wrong. See, the problem is it's been one woman at a time. You know what I'm saying? And it's been professed on this app that nobody gives a damn about. You know, like, do you see any Maces on here screaming and hollering? Absolutely not. But see, that's why, you know, if people think that the petition is crazy or whatever, like nobody's had a voice. It's always been one to one. Somebody will say, I don't like ZX up there. You know, and my thing is why are people so verbal about, hey, he's abusive, he's this, he's that? I look down on content creators that have them up on the platform. Okay, well, if we have that much of a voice, that much of an opinion, and that much to say about it, okay, it's very, very simple that I'm telling you, we're taking action. You know, and if you didn't sign that petition, or if you're supporting him, or if you're entertaining him or whatnot, then I know what kind of person you are. It's very simple. You know what I mean? Because then those people definitely can't complain. Or they make excuses. Oh, well, you know, people have said worse, people have done. I don't give a damn. Like, but those people haven't joined the Masons or the Eastern Stars based on what they're saying, and supposed to come out here and represent a certain thing. I didn't want to waste their time looking for that demon, and that was years ago. Okay, back to work. That's what's up. I appreciate you listening to me while you're at work. I appreciate it. I don't know. I wasn't here for a couple days. Colorful. If you're looking for what happened, he said that he was gonna smack RNY's glasses off and hit her while she's in a chair. And then said the reason why he's going to do it is because she says Jesus and talks about the Bible, but then curses afterwards. I have no idea listen, I'm a Christian and I curse. But anyway, where this came from and reason why it's not fair at all whatsoever, if people don't know where this started, is he was mad. He was mad that RY did not want to let him up there to attack Lady Nika. Okay. She was running her panel. She was doing her thing. That's her channel. She chose not to let that happen, you know. And then I believe he was up there as well. And there's a person that wanted to come up and attack him. And she actually asked him if he wanted to talk to a certain person. So I don't understand the hypocrisy. He's mad that he couldn't come up and attack Lady Nika, but he was asked if he wanted somebody to come up there to derail derail the commentary. So I have absolutely no idea, but like that's what kids do. I can't believe a 60-year-old gets all mad about the fact that he's dropped from a panel because he said something about a woman. Who in the hell would want to sit next to a man that said he's going to bloody her mouth and this and that? That doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I'm also talking to the women. If you don't want to do the petition and you want to do whatever, I don't want to see any complaints. Like that just means, okay, cool. You either put up with it, ignore it, or deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But then don't not sign the petition and then type and say he's a horrible person, please. I enjoy Dragon ZX to the Sweet Socks in it. You say cutthroat is symbolic, not literal. Okay, let's be fair. Okay, got it. I get it. Colorful, that was shocking to me. Do what you do, Envy, if you have all of the info. I have all the info. I got name, address, everything. Like there's nothing else more that I need. I got the Masonic Lodge address as well. It's 123. I don't even have to do the legwork. You know what I mean? It's on my desk right here. I'm looking at it. George PC went on a rant on how he would physically harm RY. Yes, he did. Crazy work. I mean, and unfortunately, OG Beauty, the one thing that people are going to say is, well, why did you have him up there after he did a show? I'm not on YouTube all day. It was brought to my attention after I let him up. And that's not to say that Lou and Toodaloo and some other people were typing in the chat. I just literally didn't see the chat. Because if somebody feels like I would let somebody hang out with me and just laugh and, carry on after he did that, then, then I don't have supporters. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very simple. Envy, so your goal is to reach out to the Masons. Why not just reach out to the hall? That it's the same thing. Like the Masons are in the hall. Georgia Peach, you got to be a little bit more specific of that. Like the Masons' physical place to go is the hall. So it's basically the same thing. And Georgia Peach, just so you know, as a civilian, as a non-Mason and all that other stuff, you can't reach out to them directly like that. You have to have a brother in good standing speak with the higher ups of that particular hall. Like the communication for me, it's not going to hit. I mean, as I said, I've talked to the real people that have told me the steps that I need to take. Okay. Because they are not obviously a public organization with their ritual and how they reprimand people and things like that. So they're not going to come out and tell us exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, Georgia Peace. Hopefully you heard. Is she okay? She's a little disheveled. I will say that. Nobody wants to hear that they're going to get their glasses smacked off. And next time they're in a chair, that they're going to get smacked off of a chair and things like that. And then, double down. And, yesterday it was crazy. He wasn't even man enough to give me a answer. I'm the one that said, hey, we're going to stop everything right now. ZX, did you say that or did you not say that? He was like, you should go watch the video. I said, I don't want to watch no damn video. I'm not interested. I said, man to man, did you say it or did you not say it? And he literally wouldn't give me an answer. And then he dropped from the panel and ran. It hasn't talked about it since. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. What the hell? And then, but he has repeated behavior. So I don't know why he dropped down and ran when a man asked him a very, very specific question. All you had to say is, yeah, I said that to that bitch or whatever. And then at that point, then you would have seen me get hot on a panel like you all always want to see me do, but I don't do. The Black Sector, aka Lily Rose, got him the best when she got him kicked out of the Salvation Army board of directors in Philly. I did hear about that as well. You can't be the board of directors at Philly acting like this. You know what I'm saying? We know this. To be fair, Envy, some of these women definitely do need hands put on them, though. Not saying my limit. Oh, RY is one. However, I look around and see a few. Okay. That's a strong statement, Prometheus. Was it his I'll slap the shit out of you thing or something worse? Just curious. No, nothing worse. He does say something worse, but specifically from her, or specifically about her, he said that he would slap her glasses off and that he would slap her while she's sitting down in a chair. You know what I mean? And then he was like, if you want to act like a man, all I got to do is ball up my fist. If I ball up my fist and I'm about to, if I'm about to take my fist and do what I got to do, then the woman's going to shut the fuck up. I'm like, wow, bro. Like, what about being a gentleman and a real man and walking away and letting things cool down and then having a conversation? It is what it is. I think that's one of the most insecure things that a man could do is start making a woman feel uncomfortable. I don't get that. I never will get that because basically women don't forget, and most of the time they don't forgive either. So that forgive and forget, and I don't know why he totes that line. UCC should stop allowing him on your platforms to be real about it. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Because I said, I'm responsible for it as well. But I never heard him say like that physical violence against like RY or somebody that I am close to. Me personally, I haven't seen that, but these attacks or whatever, people could stand up for themselves the way that they want to, right? If he has said that he's going to put his hands on somebody else, then if somebody chose not to say anything, do anything, I can't really speak for them, but at this point, obviously you guys know I'm going to speak up in this particular situation, right? She also gave him the same respect. That's what I was saying, Charlie. It's crazy to me that he's so mad that he couldn't go up there and attack Lady Nika, but when she asked him if he wanted to talk to a certain person that was coming up on the platform, he said no. It's crazy to me. Like, that's like some little kid type shit. You know what I mean? You want the red carpet and you want the first plate. Like, I don't understand. As I said yesterday, he is the devil. He's not 60, he's more like 79. Yes, he is. OG Beauty, now that makes more sense. I didn't know about the glasses in the chair. Yes. That was him doubling down, Molly. As I said, it wasn't just slap. And the thing is it's very, very out of order to go in front of your camera, reach your hand out, and do the motion like you're going to do it. This goes a little bit further than you think it does. It's not just about, oh, yeah, that's just him. He's disrespectful. Let's ignore it. Like, he acts like he's slapping the camera. That's too much. It's easy to deal with him. Don't give him access by way of y'all chat links and stop responding to him. I'm not signing anything, and he's trash. That's why I leave when he shows up. No, I understand. You're not gonna have to leave here. Envy doesn't say that I'll slap the shit out of you. He's normal BS. I mean, I would slap the shit out of him. He would do absolutely nothing. Like, I would love to beat him up. You know what I mean? But I think if he saw me, like the way that I carry myself, I think he would piss himself. If I raised my hand, to be honest with you. Like, the one thing I don't play about, I might sit up here and sound, a way, as I said, that people don't want me to, but in person is a whole different thing. Like, I'll beat you up. It's very simple. You have videos of him that's more than a signature. Yes, I do have videos of him. But the women, I wanted to hear if the women felt like it was, made them feel some type of way. It is one thing to present the videos and whatnot, but you know what the Masons would say, or anybody would say? They would say that's unbecoming behavior. But who was offended? Who has concerns about this? This is brought to our attention because of this person, that person. Yeah, we hate the videos, but just a little bit more documentation, because they are a organization that helps the community. So if a community of women feels some type of way, I feel like that's stronger. Okay. And as I said, my club brothers said that you don't necessarily need the petition, but me, I want to cover all bases. I don't want the Masons to be like, hey, we're going to reprimand, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it could have been deeper and a little bit more serious if I provided that information. I'd rather give too much than not enough. But then who's gonna be the villain? I have absolutely no idea. I understand. I have family members that are Masons. You're in a biker club. They typically know someone. Yeah, I definitely know a lot of people. Envy is right though. There are too many lodges under Prince Hall and the like. There are. Cool Storm, what's up? I'm back at work today. Hang out with you. I appreciate that, Cool Storm. Shout out to you. Thank you for being a good sport the last couple of days because I was on you. Okay. Shri ZX has announced many times where he goes. Of course, it doesn't matter. I mean, we were looking at his house yesterday, literally. We're like, damn, that's where he sits and does the DoorDash. Like, we were looking at it because I had to obviously provide the address and everything else so that he can get this communication. Because clearly, if he doesn't go down to the lodge, people are going to want to let him know. And my thing is freedom of press, whatever the case may be. If I say, watch out for this man because he has consistent behavior that is harassment, bullying, making women feel some type of way, I can put that down. There's nothing wrong with putting somebody's address if they pose harm to other individuals. Absolutely not. Okay, so we got everything we need. I promise you that. Well, I'm thinking of her, and I'm sorry that happened. Me too. That's it's crazy, and that's literally why I stopped the live yesterday, because, as I said, I was blown away. There's some things that I wanted to say that definitely I'd probably be going to jail right now. But anyway, they would call it like terroristic threats or whatever the hell they would call it. Because I don't yell, I threaten you. Okay. Georgia Peace, during the show yesterday, subscribers dropped an MV chat and proved him the exact timestamps of the threats. That's why we're here now. Yep, exactly. They did. They did. Now, hopefully, OG Beauty, you're satisfied with my response as of right now. Does this mean that I will never cuss them out or never turn up or whatever they can? No, it doesn't mean that. But in this situation right now, everything's recorded, everything's listened to, whatever. And if I'm going to be the front person to present this Masons, I'm not going to come up here and act like a damn fool. You know what I mean? Because what would it be then? My video versus his? That ain't going to happen. We're going to talk about this one time, and the next time I'm going to talk about it is when we need to take the next step. And I'm going to talk about it if I'm going to tell y'all, obviously, what the lodge says and everything like that. I'm going to let y'all know the communication so you know it's real. He always wants to put an email up or his Cash App up or do this or do that. I'll put the emails up. I'll do whatever, and I'll ask permission to do so. Georgia Peace, during the show yesterday, subscribe. Okay, sorry, I clicked that earlier. Well, you can be certain he will say it now. Yeah. I will. Hey, whatever he says now, he says. OG Beauty, I don't get it. It's weird as fuck to be to threaten to harm women. I know we got mouths on us, but damn, I know. Envy, did you cuss him? I was going to. Because the thing is as I said, he ran. He was sitting up here, and I said specifically, I said, as a man, tell me whether you said that or not. What's up, Black Girls Code? Appreciate you being in here. Thank you for your questions the other day. Charlie, to threaten violence is crazy to me. That lets you know they do it in their real life. That's what I'm saying. I always tell people on the internet, if you think it, then you're willing to do it. Because if something comes out of your mouth, that means you thought it through. And if you thought it through, were you engaged in those behaviors? And what did you do? Like, I want any X of ZX to come out here on the damn internet and tell us what's really happening. But you know what? At the same time, maybe we can get one of them to put out a protective order or something, right? That would even be better. Like, the videos, a letter, profession of how the Masons operate that could come on here, and then maybe a protective order. I think that would be, something that would be great to add to the file. You know what I'm saying? He's too tough for that in his mind. Well, he's not tough enough to beat me up, like at all. I'll listen. Anyway, wild work. Let's go. Let's go. Look at your profile pic. Let's go. He had a lot to say about her. I know. It's on his page yesterday, Bordy, for those who missed the mayhem. Yeah. Let's not even direct people over there. Drop from the clouds to say Prometheus is blocked. Oh my God. Good goddess of that sea. Got it. Promethea, there's a woman on trial right now for offering her 3 beautiful children. She deserves to have hands put on her. I stand by what I say. Okay. I mean, that's a little extreme right there of what that woman did. But Prometheus, I'm not going to stop you from expressing yourself, even though I don't agree with it. But as I said, I don't like yes people. You got something to say it. And then we'll deal with it later. It is what it is. Like, as I said, ZX, it was a very easy question. If he's so tough, he's got this bravado, he's got so much to say, why didn't he answer my question on my damn panel yesterday? He ran. Okay, cool. Run. Well, you can't run too far. Them row houses are right there. You can't run too far. You're I don't know what you're gonna get. A letter. I don't know how this shit is handled, but he lied today and said he never said he would slap her. We know he is a liar. Okay. Well, guess what? Every video that's being put into a compilation or whatever will prove differently. If you guys don't think that we have all the videos or whatever, you're crazy. Charlie, nothing surprises me with some of these people. I don't care. Okay. George Beats, it's his go-to. That's why I don't subscribe to listen to him. He says that to women every day they argue, or every time they argue. Right? That's abusive. Like, why do you think about abusive behavior? I won't. I'm not gonna get it. Like, obviously, that's in your nature. I don't care what anybody says. That's obviously in your nature. I don't know what happened to him. You know what I mean? And the delusion of saying there shouldn't be single mothers, and his he's got a baby mama. So I question everything he says. But anyway, Goddess, he'll be back. Kissing your ass soon. You said I don't like the attack on kids either, because kids don't need to be adult situations. I will tell you this, Charlie. My compromise to people that want to quote unquote talk about children, keep it on the parenting. Like, it's okay. I think it's okay to tell somebody that they're a bad parent. But I don't think that it's okay to go after their kids because basically they didn't ask to be. I mean, what kid wants a bad parent? I mean, like, it doesn't do anything to talk about the kids, but it is what it is. People fight the way that they fight, but you're never going to hear me do it. OG Billy, so it was his I'll slap the shit out of you thing. Right. But he was descriptive. I'll slap the glasses off of her face. I'll slap her out of the chair, all kinds of other stuff. He was thinking it through. Straight up. He was thinking it through. You're not the first to block me. Got it. ZX is getting the attention he wants. Well, guess what? This isn't the attention that he wants because this is the internet. Like, he's internet. He sits in that damn chair and puts on a show every single day. I get it, the YouTube attention, but let's give him attention in real life. And if people don't respect the way that I'm doing it, I don't. It's not gonna change anything that I have planned. It was envy he didn't want up. Right. It was me. Yeah, Carruthers. That's right. And the crazy thing is RY did ask ZX if he wanted to talk to you. So I don't understand why it was so weird. Like, if RY says to Lady Nika, as I said, like, why would Lady Nika want to talk to a man that said that he's going to hit her? That doesn't make any sense to me. And then as a woman, I would have looked at RY kind of funny as well if those two had a conversation on a panel. ZX is obviously doing this for attention. Well, I mean, as I said, he'll get the attention that he needs. It was you and Room Shaker, Mr. Williams. Okay, got that. I keep asking about the slap thing because by now that's normal behavior for him and nothing has been done. Well, we're doing something now, Georgia Peach. I swear to you. As y'all's content creator, even though I'm hated on and pushed out, whatever the case may be, like, it's okay. As long as I got the people in here that like me, support me, whatever, I will continue to do shows. I don't care if there's 1 person or 1 million, we will continue. It doesn't have a large following for a petition to affect him. No, trust me, the petition will affect him. So is Lemon on the list? Have no idea. Of course, he's doing it for attention as soon as folks start ignoring him, rightfully so. I mean, my thing is, honestly, I did consider that because if I don't listen, I usually ignore people. Like, I really don't care because you can't do anything to me. You try to get in my house, I'm going to shoot you. If you try to sue me or sue my business, I'm going to, take the money from you. Like, every month you'll be paying me and you're going to be pissed off for the rest of your life fucking with me. But anyway, of course, he's doing it for attention. Envy, I'm sorry, but you are falling for it. Mother is too. Nope, I'm not falling for anything. I'm not falling for anything. I'm going by the words that came out of his mouth and what's going to happen. He does not want this type of attention. He wants to be cussed out, which is weird because I think that he flirts with men. You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? Like, in the screen where Lemon's at, why would you do that? Hold yourself or whatever. Talk about a song when you're talking about mother. So, he wants to call everybody suspect or, this and that, whatever. And me personally, I think that he flirts with men. And I'm not just saying that. Like, there is no trolling today. There's no laughing. There's no bullshit. There's no nothing. Everything I'm saying right now, I believe 100%. You're getting the real envy, okay? Or you're not even getting envy. You're getting Marcel, which is my real name. And I don't give a shit if people know it. You know where I live. You know where I work. You know my name. So who cares? Ignore him. That's what he hates the most. Stop letting him on panels. Listen, I'm going to do a combination of the two. While he's being ignored, he's going to have to talk to the right people. I don't care. Like literally, I'm not going to be able to live with myself or press the go live button if I don't do what I'm saying I'm going to do. Okay. I don't know why certain people are protected regardless of who it is. Asking if someone wants to speak to who because of somebody else, people should expect that ready for anybody who may get at them. Okay. James thought he was exempt. Oh, Jesus. Let's see here. MVF hugs with you, but you would have did better reading him for his life. I don't want people viewing you as some type of cop caller. I'm not a cop caller. Like, here's the thing. The funny thing is I have videos of people actually like trying to bust out different folks, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for people to be stupid because there was definitely a cop caller that went on my community wall and then joined a panel and said, "Hey, I'm gonna bust this person out for doing this and that." I don't call the police. Like it's lawyers. Like calling a lawyer is not calling the police. If a lawyer tells you that, legally, this person could be prosecuted for, civil, not criminal, like civil cases and whatnot, I don't call the police. I call lawyers. They call the police. I mean, if you know anything about me, like if you see something that has anything to do with a formal action, it's never the police. Like this Raggedy ass video. Appreciate you, Jasmine. Let's go. He threatens violence every day. Well, he's gonna stop. Okay. And my thing is you're gonna start seeing it because I will talk about the process. And as the process goes, it's going to be what it is. He can keep those videos up. He can have the more people that watch it. I mean, honestly, the more that it's watched, the more that he hits a panel, the more that he does what he does, cruises around YouTube. If you don't think I'm going to document that, you're crazy. But anyway, because I don't want to weaken the petition based on him being allowed to roam around freely. Okay. So you have to go back to Chat GPT for X and say, well, she said, since I'm participating in chat. Simone, I have no idea what you're talking about. But if you talk about Chat GPT or whatever, I'm a writer. I would never use Chat GPT or GPT to do shit. Wouldn't block it and ignore him, hurt him more. It would, but my thing is he is blocked. But did I let him up? Absolutely. But as I said, no, it's not going to do better because this is the way I'm going to go about it. You know what I mean? If somebody thinks it's going to do better or worse or whatever, this is just me telling you all openly and honestly, this is how I'm going to go about it. It doesn't matter. I can have 500 people come in this house and say, hey, you shouldn't do it this way. This is exactly what I'm going to do. It just is what it is. Now, if the real life doesn't get affected and the Masons are like, well, his behavior is this and that, but we're going to do whoop-de-whoop or whatever. I'm writing an article. Like I don't need Chat GPT. I'm going to write an article. It's going to be out there. I mean, I have freedom of press. I got, freedom to express my feelings through voice and all that other stuff. It's definitely going to be well known. I know people come out here, they start cussing, read people for the facts they like, but why not have something out there publicly in the news in Philadelphia, right? With the name, address, and if he's not a Mason, I'm going to publicly humiliate him. Okay, and if he is a Mason, I'm going to let them handle it. So either way, I'm going this route because, as I said, my strength isn't dragging somebody and this and that because I'm not an internet person. You guys don't see me on here every day hitting links and getting in chats and doing this and that because I kind of fall back. I chill. because I get tired of the same arguments and then seeing people back on panels and this and that. I don't believe what a lot of people are saying. Like when somebody drags somebody out here, I just kind of laugh, to be honest with you. Envy, you have more traction than him. You're right. Stop letting him on your panels. Oh no, he's not coming up here. Don't worry. Folks with Envy and RY, and we'll tell them how it looks. Never been a fake bitch. No, you're not. Nah, absolutely not. Georgia Peach, you know how I feel about you. Envy, he ran to see how you would handle it. You're giving him ammo. I'm not giving him any ammo. Trust me. He can sit there and talk about what my thing is what ammo is he going to sit there and talk about? Envy's going to do XYZ. Well, I'm telling you publicly right now, and it's recorded, that I am going to do XYZ. So really, he doesn't have a response because, you know, it is what it is. I've already said it. What's up, Sula? I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I always look for you in the chat. All right. So is Lemon protected over here? Because Lemon, in my Republican voice, I'm too classy. I'm just putting papers on the people for anything I find offensive or concerning. Good. I get it. Just was asking. Okay. Let's see here. Georgia, okay. Let me see. Let me go down. Let me get to y'all's comments because I hate to get to a comment before, like, way after I said something because then I'm not keeping up. Let's see. A black ass name. What's up, HGX? What's going on? Charlie, darling, I get it, but I feel a phone call or Envy speaking to one of his biker brothers more effective. No, yeah, it's gonna be effective. But my thing is I don't want people to think that, I'm calling a bunch of biker brothers or whatever. I have club brothers. I got fraternity brothers. I got all that. But at the same time, they cross over. You know what I mean? They could be in several different organizations, okay? Or those people don't have to be active. They just need to know, who to reach out to, who to refer me to, anything like that. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I promise. Both retrial underway. See y'all in a few weeks. Oh God, yeah. Both retrial is crazy as hell. Watch just say no to Skull would be my favorite. That covers it. But anyway, I'm not promoting for him to call. I'm just stating what's obvious. ZX isn't some high black official out here. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to do the action. Either the Masons are going to have to tell me I'm crazy, and I don't need to pursue this, or I'm going to pursue it myself and put the information out there publicly. It's very simple. There is no like, hey, in between, hey, I may or may not, or how am I going to do it, or this is extra, or I should keep it on YouTube, or whatever. I'm literally telling you, either the bases are going to handle it the way that they need to handle it, or I'm going to do it myself by putting the public information out there, and it is what it is. And I'm not going to be lying because I have the videos, I have the footage, I have everything that I need to present to the public so that they can make up their own mind about this dumbass. All right. Not promoting him to call. Let's see. DL. Yes, he is definitely that. He is straight. Look at all the he does some shit that is a little questionable. As I said, all I needed to, I turned away so fast and walked away. All I literally had to see was him pull out, in boxers or whatnot, and do that on Lemon's platform. That's all I needed to see. I don't have to drag him for anything else. Literally, one leg up and all this and all that. No, you call the man gay and you showed him your pain. Anyway. To be honest, the man says, slap your sister. You should beat that coward, exact same energy and more his mother, his daughter. I want to say all that. Prometheus, trust me. If you don't think I want to sit here and talk about his AI girl and his daughter and all that other stuff, you're mistaken. Because I want to be disrespectful. But as I'm saying, I got two choices, right? Choice number one would be come out here and say like the egregious things, go crazy, or whatever. That's choice number one. Now, choice number two, if I'm going about this in a formal action, I have credibility to keep the recordings a certain way, right? So I chose to take option B. because, as I said, I want it to be something that sticks. Do you want me to cuss them out here and then people forget about it, or do you want articles, news? You want releases? Do you want stuff like that out in the public? Because people always want to pull up information to docs and do all this and do that, all that. I'm just doing your job for you, right? He's a cop call. I don't give a shit who he calls. I would give a shit because my normal self, I would take it in a different direction. Hey, from what I heard out of his mouth today, he is a twisted old man. Dropping the T, absolutely. And I don't understand why he continues to be that way. Why is he always mad? Like, he wakes up mad, works mad. Well, he doesn't work, but he's just, I bought this house. He's mad about good things that happen to him. Well, I definitely support my RY. I want her to be comfortable. Just needed the details of what happened. Okay, she will be comfortable. She's not right now, but she will be. Black him out was difficult about that. See, the problem is nobody's gonna do it, Diana. I mean, some people are, but as I said, I'll take the accountability. I didn't black him out yesterday, so I can't sit here and talk about CCs. Hey, don't have them up. Don't do this. Don't do that, because I did it. And I definitely wouldn't have done it if I would have heard that video first. But shout out to, some of the people in the chat that directed me over there, so I could have heard it for myself, because I was not in a good space. I do not like end lives and say, yeah, boom, end live and walk away unless I have to. About a week ago, he went to the Mo3 talking crap, and they dragged him, but still he just dropped. They talked about his sexuality. Well, yeah, of course they are. He's not respected in no damn Mo3 sector. But the only reason he went over there is because he was talking about, whose attention was he trying to get? Broadway's, and then somebody else. I have absolutely no idea, but the Mo3 sector really isn't a place where he wants to start stepping around. And the reason why he starts stepping around or keeps stepping around in the beef sector is because he thinks that the people are weak. It's very obvious. Why don't you step on people in the black sector? Why don't you continue to step on people in the Mo3 sector? But you bring your happy ass over here because you think that, the women are just going to be like, that's just ZX, he's very disrespectful or whatever, but, we'll put up with it. Did it mean, in my opinion, that's why he comes over to the beef sector. Okay. Envy, I might as well ask, they going to hit you with why the petition now? Other women have been threatened for years. No, I get it, but I didn't know. Listen, I haven't been involved in it this close. Okay. Now, my thing is Georgia Peace. Let's think about this. Nobody is obligated to sign a petition. Like, the women that don't sign the petition, okay, fine. And then people are going to be like, why is the petition? I already told you, like, the petition is going to make the presentation, in my opinion, stronger, because this affects the community. This isn't one person saying that this and this and this happened, right? So if we're putting videos together, making sure that they get into the right hands, obviously they're going to say, well, how did this woman feel when he said that? How did this woman feel when he said that? Because if you just present RNYs, then it's not repetitive action. Like, the best thing to claim and the best way to prove that somebody has habitual behavior is to show that he does it multiple times to multiple people. That's why I'm doing it that way. One year he called the Prince Hall to try and prove he was a Mason, and they told him they never heard of him or his mother. Well, you know what, Lou? We never know. Maybe he joined 6 months ago. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying, Lou? But at the same time, like, a lot of people know stuff and a lot of people don't know stuff. So why not put it out publicly so that everybody knows? Envy, you're not going to like the question. Sorry. But what makes this instance different from the several other scenarios? And you know which situations I'm talking about. Do you have updates on them? I've already told you guys, Molly, if I come out and do something and the individual knows me really, really well and knows what type of actions I take and knows how out of my body I get. And if I get out of my body, don't you think that person has heard stories? Don't you think that person has met my friends? Don't you think that person has talked to folks? I mean, it's very, very simple. I was asked to chill out, Molly. I think I've explained that 100 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I gonna say to the people in other scenarios? Like, I went about it in a way where I was supporting the person that the shit happened to. But if that person says, on this particular occasion, fall back. That's what I'm saying. Because Molly, I said one of the hardest things to do for a man if something happens to a woman that's close to him is to be quiet. You know what I mean? Like the first instinct you have is, hey, this happened to you. Why do you want me to shut the hell up? You know what I mean? Like that was really, really hard to do. So no, I don't have any updates. My update is fuck them. Georgia Peach, I don't know why he even does this to himself. It damages his credibility. Me, listen, Molly, if you're talking about me, there's no more credibility I can win or lose. If you haven't watched what's happening around here, the people have basically decided to do whatever they got to do so that I, sit in a corner or whatever. But I'm not dependent on the internet. Like you can go live over me, not share me, not talk about me, get a petition together to not come to my channel. And it's okay. I still have my supporters. Okay. It's always been that way. Molly, not you. I asked the same question. Are you talking about my credibility, Georgia Peach? Molly, I'm trying to be a good PR person right now for my bro. Oh my God. Peach, wait. Okay. ZX comes here for donors and numbers. Beef sector gets viral with Tasha K. Oh, okay. TS Madison. ZX knows why he's actually here. Yeah, but he's not gonna be no damn Tasha K or TS Madison or any of those people. Molly, we definitely think alike. Now, what are you guys saying? Like, honestly, tell me, like, flat out. Are you talking my credibility? And Molly, please tell me what the credibility is. If I tell you that I'm not good at something, how do I lose the credibility? Like, I'm good at action in real life. Like, I'll beat you up. I'm really good at that. And if I want to touch somebody's life and do it, don't you know how many cars I had towed and all that other shit when I actually really did dive into this internet shit and I was diabolical? That didn't go real well. That damn meow never tells the story right. ZXO dudes, and he went down there and paid them. He is up to date. There we go. I mean, if he went down there and paid dues, and he's a part of it, right? You can hate the man, but at least tell the story right. No need to lie. He already looks bad by his own actions. Are you talking about? You talking about me, Georgia Peach? Are you concerned with the hypocrisy of performing ZX, knowing his pattern of behavior, but going against him now? That's its ROI. Listen, if I communicate with an individual on a daily basis with care and concern, and I can't be mad for other people. Like if ZX has said that about somebody else, I'm not going to be more mad than they are. But I know what RY said to me personally, 1-to-1 directly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to be more mad that than the person that something happened to. So yes, it is specifically because of RY. But when you start hearing that a man's going to slap glasses off and slap a woman out the chair or whatever, and you hear specifically one-on-one phone calls and whatnot, how that individual feels. I don't know how the other people feel. Like if Mrs. X, like I'm just using a letter to not say somebody's name or whatever. If Mrs. X says, yeah, ZX said that shit and he threatened to do that, and then after that statement they say, yeah, that's just him, he's disrespectful. Well, then I don't know, like in a close quarters, intimately involved, in a way where the mind has a connection with the person that's hurt by it. I know every detail. how the person feels and all that. Like RY, I know exactly where it's at and what I think. I think Georgia was talking about something else, not the credibility. Okay, good. I didn't think that Georgia Pete's would say question my credibility. I was no, I don't think that. ZX was called out by another Mason on YouTube already. How far do you think you will get? I don't know. Pinky, the thing is my thing is that doesn't have anything to do with me. I don't. This has to do with my personal situation. It's not about calling somebody out. And my thing is if you call somebody out for Mason, I believe that the initiative and the goal was to embarrass him. Okay, you say you're a base of this and that, but do you know in a video like maybe a month ago, he still he had a man with a globe and whatnot, and he's still using Masonic symbols. Like that would be my reply to. He already got busted out that he's not a Mason. That would be like, okay, so like literally, I don't know if it was a month ago or whatever, he's still using the signs and symbols. And then when he pulled up to my platform, which we have the video because obviously it's mine, I asked him about masonry. Okay. This was like recent. And he put up obviously their symbol, the protractor with the G in the middle, and then put some numbers, and said these are my credentials that I'm a Mason. So you know what I'm saying? It's like null and void because what happened after the fact? I mean, I could prove he's not a Mason. That's simple. Like they call the Prince Hall or whatever the case may be, ask about the individual, whatever. But listen, I want to make it formal. You know what I mean? Because what happened the last time? Why is he still claiming it then? If it worked so great, why is he still doing it? But this time it's gonna work just fine. Because if you don't think I'm gonna write like an article or whatever, somebody's out of their minds. He been threatening women. I ask why now. That's what Molly and I was talking. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. Well, as I said, now I get to hear first person from the perspective of how much it affected a woman that I know well. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, of course, other people have said that he's been disrespectful and all that other stuff or whatever, but I don't know those people. I'm not on the phone with the people that he threatened because my thing is as I said, if their choice, I'm not taking anything away from them, but if their choice is to ignore him, and it'll go away or whatever, I'm not going to tell anybody else how to deal with him. You know what I mean? But as I said, if I talk to somebody and that person is definitely, if we're on the same page of how we want to move forward, that's fine. But if RY said literally, that's ZX and he's disrespectful or whatever, I'm just going to ignore him. I wouldn't be out here talking about this. Okay. So clearly she didn't say that she was going to ignore it, right? That's understandable. I'm just asking you questions. That's fine. That most will keep their mouths shut about. True. He told Jay Dunn that he would, yeah, he did say that. Which is crazy work. He can use a symbol similar to me wearing a Laker jersey. It doesn't mean I play for the Lakers. Prometheus, come on, dude. Like, come on, man. Do you think somebody could walk down the street with Omega Psi Phi on, or Phi Beta Sigma, or AKA, or anything? You can't. That doesn't even compare. Like, you could be a fan of a sports team and wear Lakers, but you can't be a fan of the Masons and wear their symbols. That doesn't make any sense, Prometheus. Come on, man. Jesus. He pays a tribute to use this. No, he does not. He pays a tribute to use his symbology in this is simple. Envy. No, it's not. You cannot use that stuff if you don't know what it means. Do you understand that you have to go through rituals and and all that other stuff to be able to represent what those symbols and signs are? Like, as I said, I cannot put up Omega Sci-Fi, license plate on the front of my car and drive around because people are going to check me and be like, "What is this?" And they're going to come up and ask, "Do you know what challenge questions are, Prometheus?" Do you know what challenge questions are, Prometheus? Challenge questions are you got to know how to greet. You need to know what to say. You need to know how to do a few things. You got to know how to answer certain questions to be able to be validated as such. So if he's walking around with a Mason shirt, another Mason's going to come up. There's going to be a certain handshake. There's going to be a certain phrase that's said. There's going to be a certain something. You can't. Like, no. Mm-mm. Never. ZX is not an active basis. Niggas all ain't paying that dude monthly. Our dues monthly. Another reason I'm asking it because you said gloves are off a few weeks ago. You said everyone will get disrespected. I'm holding you to your word. Okay. How about this, Georgia Peach? We will make a compromise in this particular situation with what I'm going forward doing. I'm doing it the right way without sitting up here saying anything crazy or whatever it is, right? But I will tell you this: when it comes to other people, gloves are off. How about that? Let's make that agreement. You can hold me accountable if I don't cut somebody else out for whatever. You did a whole live dedicated to how the new Evie will be on here. I get it. What'd you say? It's not that they can or can't. It's why would I care? Prometheus, I like your watch. Okay. Like I said, some people just don't understand. They don't. ZX Animation, his behavior for years proves he's not. Somebody would have doxed that nigga at his lodge and exposed nigga online behavior. I don't think so, to be honest with you. I think they just put up with it. Like I literally think that they just put up with it. And as I said, if I talk to the woman that it happened to, and that woman feels a certain way and presents herself a certain way to me about the situation, then I'm going to move accordingly. Okay. And then a lot of people say, well, you should have done this in this situation. You should have done that in that situation. You guys have absolutely no idea what documentation I have, what I have to roll out. Because the same person that said that I put something on my community wall that was like police like is the same person that pulled up to a panel and busted out a woman who, takes care of us on, a different level or whatnot. Hey, I'm up here to bust out it was very simple. So if we get that far with certain people, you got to know I'm the king of receipts. I'll definitely take care of what I need to take care of. Trust me. You just have to be patient with me sometimes because I think methodically and I want it to stick. You know what I mean? If I say, yeah, fuck yeah, oh, you're a bitch, and you're a letter in a circle, and you got a big head, and you're a bitch ass nigga or whatever. I don't think that hits. Prometheus, I watch everyone. I be right on your channel being nosy. You're welcome. Long, long, long ago, I have a memory of ZX on the panel with the guy, Thin Blue Line, basically saying those organizations are silly and he isn't in them. Oh my God. Well, Molly, as I said, please don't forget the other half of it. If he's 100% not in there, I'm still going to make it publicly available. And it's going to be even worse because I'm going to say a fraud that comes out here. I have the videos of him talking with, Masonic symbols and things like that. Like I'm 100%, you don't think I'm gonna do something about it. Like that's the side. Like Molly, you like very definitive things. And I'm going to say it one more time. On side A, the Masons are going to give a damn. People are going to sign the petition. My club brothers are going to come up here and tell you about the ideologies and things like that. Not obviously not ritual or anything. They'll probably talk to you about how Masons should carry themselves, and then they're going to follow through and do what they do. Let's say absolutely nothing happens. I'm still going to make it public knowledge. And then people are going to be like, well, you know what? Talking on YouTube is talking to the public. Talking on YouTube is recorded. And you could utilize that. No. I want it to be local. Hell with the damn, not everybody watches my YouTube channel, right? But do you not think that, a local medium got asked to, someone that's faking the funk with the Masonic organization, don't you think the Masons are going to be like, we really don't appreciate that, and we really would like to make sure that that individual is not any representation of ourselves? Don't you think I'm going to take that from the Masons and say, hey, in my club brothers, do you think that they're not going to give quotes to me? Like if I write an article and they're gonna say, "Hey, I'm Mason, 1, 2, 3, ABC, and we don't stand for this and this and that," the Masons can either do something or I'm gonna do something. I want to make that very, 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 very clear. It's gonna happen anyway. There is no out. Beef Sector would have docs ZX lies. You don't even have to dox it. Like it's very simple. Like they doxed the Salvation Army and got ZX terminated. No, I get that, but they were probably satisfied. There's a certain level of action where people get satisfied with. If they liked that he had to go from the Salvation Army, they were probably okay with it and didn't care about the Mason thing. I care about the Mason thing specifically because of how he carries himself and the behavior, and I'm in a fraternal organization that doesn't stand for that. I know exactly like the layout. Like he's fucking with the wrong person. Like, yes, I'm a biker, but I'm also fraternal order. I know how this goes. Okay. And Envy, I'm just saying for the future when it happens in 3 weeks, when Malik or Williams are going off on ZX and it's totally unrelated and fun, you're gonna let ZX up. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Kimmy X or BC Basin, friend R Rock, or something proves ZX wasn't a Mason. ZX been Googled that Mason ideology and recited it to y'all. Yes. And as I said, I don't want anybody to think that nothing's gonna happen. Like either the Masons are gonna do it or I'm gonna do it. It's very simple. If you don't think I'm gonna sit up here and put the article up here and put like what I put down and Mason quotes on how they don't appreciate someone violating their order, and then not only violating their order but holding themselves a certain way, and the fact that that's damaging to their reputation, they're definitely gonna do that. You don't think I'm gonna write all that and make sure it's published? I'll put it right up here on the screen. You know what I mean? You think I'm not gonna put out the petition for people to sign it, and then all the women that sign it or whatnot? You don't think that I'm gonna include that in the article? And you don't think I'm going to include that in the packet that gets sent to them? There's plenty that could be done. What people in the chat are saying, MVR, what the people you revere, Pizarro, Nats, Lemon, Nika, the Intels are all thinking. So it's better to hear from us. No, I get it, and they can think whatever they want to think. They think whatever they want to think. But do you see them in the chat, Molly? Do you see the content train? I call it the content train because there's a live, and then the next live. It's just a continued story. There's a live, then the next panel live, then the next panel live, next panel live, and they won't even say my name. They know what time I come on. Hey, somebody will say like, hey y'all, who's live out there? Who's live when I'm live? Who's live out there? Hey, if Pizarro doesn't want to go, or Lady Dika doesn't want to go, or Lemon doesn't want to go, or whatever, I just don't know who's live out there. There's nothing gonna happen, and I'm live. So I'm not really concerned about them at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Yeah, as I said, do you see them typing in this chat? But they're being fake nice right now, so they won't tell you. It doesn't matter. I don't need them. You know what I mean? Listen, I always tell people, go do something yourself so that you don't have to look over your shoulder. Envy Black Sector ran through everything possible with ZX. It doesn't matter. I haven't. ZX can't be, because the thing is, some of those comments about like what the Black Sector did, or doxing him or doing this and doing that, that doesn't necessarily mean that I can't do what I need to do. That's literally almost like me dating a woman, right? And she said, oh, I got abused by my 2 exes. And then I bump into one of her exes at the restaurant. Don't you think I should do something? This is me. This is the actions I want to take. Okay. Has absolutely nothing to do with anybody else's attitude, has nothing to do with what he got exposed for, whatever. This is me. I, me, him, he. You know what I'm saying? He called you a few choice words. I don't care about that. Then seeing you frolicking with him was painful. Diana, I didn't know. Like I would have never have done that. I had no idea. That's why they had to give me the timestamps. I had to go hear it for myself. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I don't care what he says about me. He can't do anything to me. I'll beat him up. He can't do anything to me. I don't give a shit. But when he goes after women like that, I feel some type of way. You know what I mean? It's my choice what I want to do. Black section tore glitter up. I know. Like that has nothing to do with me. Okay. Like as I said, somebody could say that 900 people did this and that. That has nothing to do with me. Envy, if you dig in his life, you give him the right to dig in y'all's life. So be careful. Well, he can dig into whatever he wants to dig into. I don't. I mean, I'm an open book anyway. As I said, I've been doxxed several times. People know where I work, where I live, my name, and everything else. So I'm still waiting on them. Smooth Carter, what's going on? That's why I said cursing him is better. ZX is diabolical, and you know this. Well, my thing is cursing him is not better if I want to go forward with the actions, right? Why would I have Maces come up here and do what they needed to do? Because I'm talking about this specific situation. And I don't have to act a certain way. This is just like prior to this, I don't have to act a certain way because I'm not a Mason. I'm not going to be evaluated. And even if they don't take me as like the most credible person or whatever I've done or said, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to write the article. I'm still going to write the press release. I'm still going to write whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and bring it to people's attention. You know what I mean? Now, it'll be hard to be mad at him and not talk crazy shit, right? You're easy. He will come after RY. I know. But the thing is, though, I always say, Georgia Peach, listen, there's a difference between, lumping me with everything that happens to RY and RY being a beef sector content creator. Like, y'all have to let her be great. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, she got called a bitch over here. She, put something in the chat and somebody, reached out to her and said this and that. She went over there, pissed ZX off. She did this and that happened. Like, you guys have to give her way. You know what I mean? Like things, this is physical, things talking about slapping, glasses off or whatever. Now, you guys have to let her be a B sector content creator, right? So Envy, every time something happens, Envy's not going to come out here and do something about it because that, you know what that makes it look like? You know what people used to say? Like when I did say something all the time, like literally in the situations that she was in, they said, hey, we don't hear from you. Hey, you can't speak for yourself. Hey, why do you have to have Envy do this and do that? We want to hear directly from you. But then when things start happening, I hear, oh, she was called a bitch. Well, she dropped this person. So somebody started yelling. This thing happened over here because this and that. It happens all day. You know what I'm saying? But as I said, as a beef sector content creator, it was more looked down upon that she didn't speak for herself. Okay. So yes, do I think that she'll go after him? I don't know. All I can speak on is what I know today, up until today. I have no idea what he's gonna say to her, but she can respond, right? She's going live today. She's going live probably Friday, Sunday, or whatever. Like I would assume that her response will be her response, right? I've been trying to say it in a roundabout way, but now I have to be blunt. What are you saying, Georgia Peach? What do you got to be blunt about? Let's see. Suge's video, ZX leg up is classic. Oh, yeah, for sure. Suge had glitter started into the camera or staring at the camera saying, "How you do that?" Oof. Some of those niggas need to be locked up. Well, I prefer for you and I to go back and forth in the chat. I'm gonna always try to look out for you too. I know you are Georgia Pete's. I really, really respect you and appreciate you being here. Trust me. I wouldn't say that over and over again if I didn't. So what I'm writing out of concern, I get it. Envy, I'm sorry, RY is not bigger than the program. I know that. That's what I just said. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I'm pretty sure one of these days she'll tell you that she stands on 10 and yes, I am here and whatnot. But I mean, as I said, there's the happy people sector and there's all kinds of wonderful things. There's a gamer sector or whatever, but if you're in the beef sector, like the only thing I can do is this is like physical violence. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody says bitch or hoe or whatever, that's her responsibility to respond. It's very simple. You two are seen as one on the air. Okay, well, I mean, Envy, sometimes it feels like the chat is speaking Chinese to you. Jesus. Sometimes men have to think a little smarter. Being on here as an item will always affect her. It's the internet. Know your opponent, Envy. No, I get it. But she's going to speak for herself, right? I maybe she'll say, hey, this and this and this happened, and I don't like how Envy's going about it. Or she might say this and this and this happened, and I appreciate how Envy's going about it. Or she could say, hey, I told Envy to fall back on this situation or do this, do that. I don't know what she wants to share with y'all. And I'm not going to share it if she doesn't. As I said, I can't be more mad than somebody else is. Hey, RY. Molly, and it's one of my favorite things about your show. There we go. ZX probably already digging in your business. I don't care. Envy ZX loves bombs first. When you pose him, he goes live. He goes into your personal life. That's his blueprint. It never fails because CCs won't or want buy downs. Yeah, true. Like he is definitely he definitely is a bag pay person. You let them up, somebody sends you $40-$50 or whatever. I get it, but that makes him look even more like a clown, right? I mean, he's used as an object of financial gain for absolutely no reason. I don't think anybody wants him up, to be honest with you. I don't. But anyway, ZX probably okay. Yep. Sorry, I already clicked on that. RY. I couldn't wait to get out of this work meeting. RMY. When the fuck did I ever say that I was all of this because he was wait. When the fuck did I ever say I was all this because he was denied the opportunity to disrespect someone on my panel, just like I granted him the same courtesy? That's what we talked about. We definitely talked about the fact that you did extend the same courtesy. Is weird to me. It's like he's picking a fight. And the thing is pick a fight with your words. Don't pick a fight with actions that are threatening. That's dumb. Like you can say what you want to say. Like, is it my obligation to come out and, oh, you called RY a bitch and oh, and whatever? Am I irritated? Yeah. But honestly, as I said, I'm not going to ever remind or ever stop reminding people that they said that they want her to speak for herself. Okay. Like, you can't have it both ways. And she's asked to do that as well. Like in certain, that's, when I jumped into this situation or whatever, and a lot of different other scenarios, she has said, hey, and I already told y'all that. She's like, you're going to get diabolical. You're going to go crazy. When you start, not saying anything, like y'all heard me at the end of yesterday's live. She's like, I already know what you got in your mind. So I don't want you to put yourself in that situation. And as I said, you don't think that RNYs talk to my friends and talk to my club brothers and everything else, to get to know, just not one person that I am, one side of me, but all of it. You're supposed to watch your 12, your 6, your 3, and your 9, right? Keep your head on a swivel. Well, like RY, so I can be overprotective of her. No, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that, Georgia Peach. I'm back. All right, that's what's up, Jasmine. Where the hell were you? I don't mean that, Jasmine. You know that. I'm being sarcastic. Georgia Peach, I don't like you. Wait. Georgia Peach, I don't feel like you do. I was watching the chat as much as I could, and you wanted to be a good PR person for your bro. Then you kept asking, how did he say it? Because he says it often. You're talking about, hold on. So let me break that. Hold on. Georgia Peach, I don't like, or I don't think you do. Or wait. Georgia Peach, I don't feel like you do. So you're talking about basically supporting you. I was watching the chat as much as I could, and you wanted to be a good PR person for your bro. So if it's your bro, you talk about me or ZX. I'm not sure exactly, because Georgia Peach calls me her bro. So I just want to be clear. Then you kept asking, how did he say it? Because he says it often. Okay. Let's see. Envy, listen to Georgia Peach. It doesn't have to be so difficult. Okay. RNY had to ask questions. I didn't know the context of what happened. I wasn't here to hear or see. Georgia Peach, when you kept asking, how did he say he would slap her? He says it all the time. Is finding a way to make an excuse for him because it's normal. I'm not everybody else. And I actually said that I'm not everybody else. I mean, a lot of people have told me in this situation, like everybody's done this and everybody's done that. He got doxxed. He got put out of the Salvation Army or whatever. And I said, what the fuck does that have to do with me? And then, he uses symbols and this and that a couple years ago. Well, I've seen him use it a couple months ago. So if he got reprimanded for saying that he is a Mason and he wasn't a Mason, he's still doing it. He came up on my panel literally and put some of their numbers, and I don't know what their ritual is like that, but he said, here are my credentials as a Mason. So what I'm saying is did it work last time? And that's why I say, what does that have to do with me and what I'm going to do? You know what I'm saying? I was talking about his follow up with certain things. Oh, PR person was for Envy. I was talking about his follow up with certain things. RY facts. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 second. These people are painting the house and being idiots or whatever. Like literally give me 1 minute. Y'all, work that out in the chat and I'll make sure that I answer to it. Literally give me 60 seconds. All right. Anyway, I'm back. What are you guys doing here? RY facts. I never made any excuses for it. I said multiple times he is wrong, and I wanted to know what happened. Okay. I'll be back. I gotta wrap up my work load for today. All right. Let's see here. Hey, Envy. I have a question. Why is it that CCs get addressed like Supreme Court justices while chatters get addressed like fellow inmates? Probably because being a content creator is extremely emotional. Like I will always admit that it's emotional. Like you get really like sideways about a lot of stuff when you're getting hated on, that people are in the clouds, and it gets really. I'll tell you one of the reasons why, Molly, and this is we'll just leave it at this. It is the stupidest thing in the world when going into a chat as a content creator. We'll just call it a subscriber at that point, and people are like, "Hey, heart, hey," and I haven't seen you for 2 months in my chat. Like, stuff like that is why content creators act the way that they act. And then content creators act the way that they act because if they try to do real content, they try to put shows together and people aren't hollering and screaming, or they miss the content train, skipped over and all that shit. It beats you up. You know what I mean? Then you got to come out here and work 3 times harder just to be in the mix, and then you stop doing what you love. Yeah, I want to be consistent and the things go on. The only thing that keeps me here is my supporters, because sometimes I really, really, really don't want to go live. Literally, when you go live 11 times in 26 days, that means you don't want to be here. Okay? You don't have to, nobody has to get me out. Nobody has to do anything. All I got to do is just slide over and do prison sector commentary or whoever. You know what I mean? But I've gained a lot of supporters over here, and it is what it is. And that's why, Molly. If being a CC is emotional, buy tissue with the check you get on the 21st. Well, sometimes they don't get it to us on the 21st, Molly. Envy, you're talking about all border tech clubs, aka 47-ish, but being CC is too emotional to draining. Bye. Whatever, Molly. No, I'm being honest with you. Like, I can't be honest with you and say something unpopular and you get mad. No, I'm just saying the reason why it's emotional is because you have a connection with your people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to put on a good show, you want to entertain the people, you want to get the information out there translated, and that's it. Like, literally, that's why it's emotional, because you have certain supporters that support you so hard out in the streets. You see them like swinging for you out in the streets. They're always here, things like that. And they spend their time to listen to what the hell I have to say, and that's why it's emotionally draining sometimes, because you want the best for your subscribers. If you're a damn content creator that gives a shit, I don't attack you guys. Clearly I came in saying what the petition's about. Then I was told something we said. I asked what, and also to specify what's happening. I truly wanted to know what threats were made. Okay. Are you clear now, Georgia Peach? I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm just making sure you're clear. What's funny is I actually have an inmate number. Funny thing about it is you keep that number for life. That was 25 years ago, but if I go back, I keep it. Jesus. Once OG Beauty explained to me, I understood. Okay, there you go. Envy block that person is Snoop TV impersonating me, adding to my report. I who you talking about? I'm scrolling up to see who you're talking about. Because as I said, Jasmine, do you see this person? What is this? Impersonating you how? Pete, you didn't read the anomaly of this issue. Maybe you should just observe for now. No, I'm clear. Where I'm not understanding where Snoop TV is. I don't see any Snoop TV. I started at the top. I'm scrolling down. There's Reed. There's Newbie. There's Lou. There's Colorful. Let's see here. I mean, I'm not scared of a report or anything like that. I'm doing it as a courtesy. Reports and all that shit, it is what it is. Like that happens. I'm trying to do you a solid and find it. Let's see. Snoop TV. Still don't see it. I see Lady Snoop. I don't see an impersonation there. Let's see. Okay. Definitely don't see an impersonation there. Okay, let's keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Let's see here. And, people change their avatar pictures and all that other shit to do stuff to people, but whatever. Okay. Smooth Coochie is Snoop TV. I mean, how am I supposed to know that? Okay, so somebody or please, whatever. One more thing. I don't know if you heard him today. He said that he stands on what he said yesterday and that he will slap my head off just like you would do to me, but not because you are weak, simp. Understood. Um RY or Jasmine or somebody, could you please take care of this? All right. Or Honey Love, because this is, and Smooth Carter, honestly, I don't care if you put in a report or whatever you do. It is what it is at this point. If you can't appreciate the fact that I'm scrolling up trying to find the shit and asking for a mod to take care of it, it is what it is. Smooth Carter, at this point, I'm not gonna, I stopped my show long enough to try to figure out. I don't see anybody saying anything derogatory or whatever about you. People do that all the time with troll pages. That's like looking at a troll page. Like, there's a troll page out there that says Man Code TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there, people change their avatar pictures to other people's faces and stuff like that. I just can't take the threat. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put this in my report. That's a threat to my channel. But anyway, hey Envy and everyone, what's up, Honey Love? Shake my head. Okay. That person was blocked already. Okay. So what do we not understand? Like, that person was blocked. It's very simple. It has been taken care of. See all these people that took care of it? Like, add that to your report. That 3 moderators found it. I don't understand. In the clouds working but listening. I appreciate that, Honey Love. But anyway, as I said, people moving around, I do appreciate the people that came in here. It is 3:37 and I got a 5 o'clock show to do. So let me get up out of here. I definitely just laid out exactly what I'm doing, the steps I'm going to take, hold myself accountable for letting them up. Didn't necessarily hear I definitely didn't hear what he said yesterday. I wouldn't have been up here joking and have a good time with Mr. Carruthers or whatever the case may be or whatever. So I don't, I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. My thing is everybody, it takes this isn't a fun episode, of course, but it takes the fun out of it. I just told you guys, it's an emotional type situation. You put blood, sweat, and tears in. I got 640 videos up and 109 on private or whatever. I'm trying to create a channel where people could be entertained and listen to this and that. And then that kind of stuff happens. I'm taking notes. I'm gonna be on a community wall, age restricted or whatever the hell it is. That's why. You know what I'm saying? RNY, with all due respect, the dude has been very disrespectful to you in the past, but I see that you roll and Envy need to do some soul searching. Okay. I'm working. See, I have to deal with that. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm working also, but listening. I appreciate that, Diana. So as I said, let me not miss anything, because if people came in late, let's let's see what happened here. So I want to make sure you guys get it. Now, Masonic wouldn't stand for the way that ZX acts. Okay. I said, the first thing I said was I don't understand why he talks about this person's gay, that person's gay, or whatever the case may be. Because you don't grab your junk and put it in somebody's face, which is, if you put it in front of a camera, you're pretty much putting it in somebody's face. I said, yell and perform online. I don't do that. I want to touch your real life and, make you remember that you can't do certain things out here. Going back and forth, and you make a live, put my name in it, then I come over here and I say something that's not me. I'm not an internet person. I get up, I go outside, I have a real life, I have real friends. We already know the internet bullshit, the leg up, the homosexual behavior, the cringe expressions. To me, it's kind of boring to discuss that thing. And then, as I said, the Masonic Code of Conduct explicitly demands the highest respect for women, and mandates protecting the vulnerability from or the vulnerable from harm. Right now, as I said, somebody could say, "Oh, well, that person that he threatened doesn't live in the proximity of Philadelphia." It doesn't matter. Like, some people go on vacations, somebody go, they might have family members or whatever. There is an opportunity that a vulnerable individual could come in contact. And ZX specifically said if certain women come into contact with him, that he's going to do XYZ, which includes slapping and knocking glasses off, knocking off chairs. And then RY came in and definitely said that he stands on what he stands on what he said. Eastern Stars, I definitely don't think that Eastern Stars would approve of this behavior. I just don't. I'm familiar with their organization, not super familiar, but the club brother that I was talking about, his wife is an Eastern Star. I don't ask people about their stuff because I don't know what they want to talk about, ritualistic or anything else. Like, they don't ask me about my fraternity. I said he proclaims to be evasive, also sat on panels claiming to display your credentials. So no matter if somebody says he got busted out 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago or whatever, he came on my panel and said that these are his credentials and things like that. So, I mean, the Masons are obviously going to know if those credentials are real, right? And then I said, I'm going to bring some people on here to definitely talk about Mason ideology and things like that. And these are definitely going to be the people that, if they decide to do so, they're going to tell me what the next step is. And if they decide to do so, then they're probably going to tell you, based on, the Masons, what we stand for. So not we, but what they stand for and whatnot. They recommend that we do XYZ. Because I haven't seen any Masons in this chat tell me what we should do. You know what I mean? I'm going to have Masons come on here and tell you what they feel like they should do. Okay. And I want to make it clear, even if the Masons say, we don't know him, we don't, whatever, I'm going to go that route. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm not just going to try one route. I can write whatever I want in an article, put it out in the public, put it out on Facebook, put it out on Instagram, put it out. Like, I can, can I have people share it? Of course. Could I put like, women's violence awareness, and all the other stuff? Like, you guys also have to remember, I'm corporate. I know how to put things together to make my point. And then I said, since he since he displays the signs and symbols or whatever, it represents the Masons, whether you are or not that person. Because if you're just looking, okay, some people think in sectors that we're the only people that are online, B sector, Mo3 sector, whatever, right? But YouTube gets 3 billion views a day. Even though we can say, this person's been reprimanded, or this person's been called out for this, or this person's done that, that does mean that the whole internet knows that this individual is that type of person, right? So that's why it's going to be public. Because, yeah, we could sit here and talk about it, but who else knows? And it's awareness, it's education, it's talking against, making women feel a certain way based on some of the things that you say, whatever. And as I said, like, RY can stick up for herself in any situation, but once it gets to a physical situation, that's not like calling somebody a B or a H or anything else like that. It goes to a certain level because he wouldn't say that in person. Like, there's no way. And as I said, he'd piss his pants if he saw me in person. So yes, I put step 2 is the petition. I will see how I should put the petition together. I will follow some kind of thing that gets sent over. I'll send it back to make sure that I have everything before I have my club brothers come on here. Okay. And that's pretty much it. What did you say? One cool to dud. That's a lie. How many times has he said we are always in his clouds and never drop down? The last time I was there was when he said he buried a family member and I sent condolences. Okay. As a point considered, I give my condolences to any and everybody that loses someone claimed to them. So crucify me for being human. What's up, Miami Popo? What's going on? There is no sectors. Yeah, they're I mean, these are made up places. Like, just because somebody it's shadow banned. Why do you think that we stay at the same number of subscribers? Because it's a content train. Like, new people are not going to come in and listen to the shit that we're talking about for the most part. So we're relying on 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 views when other content creators come out, they upload one video, get 1 million views. We've been trying to get 1 million views for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still behind in the stream, but somebody is finally going to officially verify whether or not ZX is a real Mason versus a Mason. His lodge must be recognized by the Grand Lodge of England. Oh, yeah. No. The lodge is definitely recognized. Okay. I've already done my due diligence on that. Okay. For sure. I did my due diligence on that when I had to send the address, the email, and all that other stuff. So clearly, I'm going to see, the proximity of where he lives based on the proximity of where the lodge is. And because I don't want any excuses, oh, that's on the west side of Philly, they're on the east side of Philly, this and that, whatever. No, I wanted to know everything. I mean, I have all that information that goes with the videos, that goes with the petition, that goes with the Masons that are going to present this, that goes with the Masons that are going to come on here and tell you how they're going to present this. I'm not playing. This is not, as I said, this is not a troll move. This is not bullshit. I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. None of that. And I know a lot of people on the internet say they're going to do this and that. I'm going to do a police report. I'm going to call the FBI. I'm going to call the CIA. I'm going to call CPS or whatever. No, I'm going to do this. That's it. It's very simple. I'm still behind in the stream. But ZX will cozy up to Beachy so she won't reveal his Masonic lies. Well, you don't really have to cozy up to Beachy because we're going to get, it's not necessarily about him saying that he or being found not a Mason. What I said is if he gets found not a Mason, I'm going to show the videos and everything of him representing their signs, symbols, ideologies, and rituals. And if you don't think that that's going to give more public outcry, I'd rather him be caught not being a Mason. Because don't you think that's going to be a little bit more public outcry? And people have to realize Masons all men, but my thing is they look at, let's just say there's 50 Masons that belong to a lodge. They all have family. They all have sisters, brothers, aunties, cousins. They all have that. So it doesn't just 50 people don't just look down on somebody for their lies and what they stripped. They also obviously have a further reach. People have to realize that if there's 50 Masons, there's probably 300-400 people that are related to him. Philadelphia is not a big place. So people have to really realize that BTE ain't stitched on. Oh, okay. Envy, do you have an estimate of when the Masons will be joining the show? The Masons will be joining the show after I get the damn petition out. That's when they'll be joining the show. I can have my club brothers join the show at any time, but I want to go about this a certain way and be told how to do this the best. Molly. Anyway, I think Dud may be referring to the many ways. Molly, good question. Okay, what's everybody asking about my estimate of the Masons joining this show? Okay, I mean whoever I was waiting on you. Okay. Anyway, Lopezal, since you think it's funny, then you're one of those women that condones that type of behavior. So I don't really care. As I said, like that's what I'm saying. Like, people condone the behavior or whatever. And as I said, people want me to come out here and holler and read somebody for the facts of their life. But what do we not know about him? I don't get it. Are you guys going to be entertaining me saying, as I said, one leg up? Okay, we know that. Sending certain saying stuff about mother. Pulling this thing out not completely, but with boxers on and putting it up on the camera when he always calls Lemon gay. Do we know about that? Like, what do you say about him? You know what I mean? I listened to Rick Reed. Rick Reed's one of the best draggers like out here, and he didn't really have much to say about him. Like, what are the facts of his life? Nothing. He said he wrecked a car. Okay, cool. He had to sell his motorcycle. Cool. He couldn't pay his water bill. Great. He sat out on the porch and got DoorDash. Okay, cool. He chain smoked cigarettes inside of his house. Okay, great. What else? What else? Let's see. Shit. What else does he do? He's disrespectful. He says something to women. Like, there's nothing you could do. It's funny to me that people like look down on action, so I don't give a shit. Why don't start with you don't defend your okay? So I'm not really understanding how do I defend? Like, this is a defense. um you know but you say that, but you don't know what I have, right? I would sit here and play for you that you let that individual that I should have defended come up there and say he's the police. He's gonna bust out he's gonna bust out the packs that come out, you know what I mean? So anyway, don't give a shit. Yeah, Bizarre, you're a part of the problem. Envy, people aren't going to be happy until you drag RY by her hair until okay. Yeah. I mean, and I'm not gonna change who I am. I've been out here longer than everybody that talks shit. And it is what it is. I'm not gonna just jump out the window, and I can't even fake mad. I can't even be fake mad enough to come out and do it that way. You know what I mean? Like, I came out here and pretty much talked to everybody. Like, name a situation RY's in that I didn't address. Whatever. So whatever. You're a part of the problem. You know. That's why Bizarro, you complain about women being male identified because they don't do shit. Stop saying you don't give a shit. Anyway, that Mason storyline has been beaten to death. It's not a storyline. Envy, you always say you're going to do something to somebody, but nothing ever happens. What am I supposed to do? To landlord, what do I do to a circle with a letter in it? Like, I'm trying to figure that out. What am I supposed to do to somebody with a circle and a letter in it? Bitch ass nigga, you got a brown circle with an L in it. Oh my God. You don't stand on business. You're a bitch ass nigga. I said I have your man card. You're a bitch. I got your man card. You got to come get it. Until then, you're my bitch. Like, what's next? And I even was on that panel and I said, what sentences do you guys want me to say? And everybody sat there quiet. I don't give a shit about anybody. I will disrespect the fuck out of any of y'all. Like, clearly, like it's a situation where nobody has to worry about their channel. Non-monetized channels don't get to talk to me. The reason why is because they don't have anything to lose. As I said, I got 648 videos up and 109 in private. It's very, very different if I lose a channel. You know what I mean? I wish I could go on non-monetized channels and cuss people out. I would be diabolical. It'd be horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mo 3 sector people that come over here tell you how I used to be. But I'm actually trying to be a content creator that has a channel that keeps up the 648 videos or whatever. So I don't care. No, I'm not. I always get the men together better than what y'all do. ZX is who you won't fight and run the woman to protect you. I'll beat ZX up. I don't understand what you're saying. If I'm in Philadelphia, I will beat him up. Envy stands up for your woman first before you say anything to me. Okay. All right. Like, okay, give me an example. Like, what would stand up for her? You're the same person that said that she can't speak for herself. So which one is it? Like, what would be standing up for her? Like, give me an example. Cussing out a circle with a letter? Like, I'm not internet like you. Like, I don't come on here. I don't. This isn't important enough to me. And if RY says, hey, you're gonna crash out, you're gonna say some shit, you're gonna say some shit that's gonna freaking basically get you locked up or whatever. See, when people don't have a man that'll listen to them, and when they say stand down, you know how hard it is for a man to be told by a woman to stand down. I've already explained all this to you. RY already explained it to you. If you can't hear it and comprehend it, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, RY told you 100,000 times that she was texting me and doing whatever. Did I drop down? I'm just wondering. Like, while everybody was coming at me, did I drop down off the panel, or did I? Anyway, I really don't have to entertain. You're a hater. Why would I have to entertain what you're saying, Bizarro? Like, you're a hater. You know what I'm saying? You do everything in your power to put me in a corner. You know what I mean? You do. It just is what it is. Like, midnight, you mean you don't have handle hours? My voice is gone. In my opinion, these women in glitter man chat need hand. I don't think any woman should have their have hands put on them by a man, but I do wonder why women do support him. And every time I've only gotten a couple women to say, they always say the same thing. That ZX is really, really rough on the women that deserve it, but the women that don't deserve it, he treats them like gold or whatever, saying, hey, good morning, queen. This is Bubba, or whatever the fuck he says. So anyway, okay. Yep. If you work for a living, okay. All right. What am I supposed to do? Like, why do you guys keep bringing him up? What are the actions? What okay, hold on. Let me okay. And since you're doing that, Pizarro, since you told me to shut the fuck up and all that, okay. All right. It's my background, right? That's your channel, right? Okay. Just wondering. Anyway, let's see. When I never said, okay, so what am I supposed to do? When I never said she don't stand up for herself because she do better than you to defend herself. She is a beef sector content creator. Like, you guys come to me and say, oh, she was called a bitch. Oh, I'm not on YouTube all day. I don't. Like, oh, she was called a bitch. Oh, but don't you think I was behind her on every like I wasn't behind her on the lemon thing. I wasn't behind her on the VS thing. I wasn't behind her on a lot of different things. Like, who have you defended? Like, really? Nobody cares if you stayed up like a bed first before you blame me, ZX. Like, what? This is the internet. Like, what is the end goal? Like, what do you say to a circle in a letter? Like, I don't live my life like that. I don't understand. I come on here, I do my thing, and I leave. Like, what do you, I think that looks so stupid because I don't do that in real life. I don't. Like, how would you respect a man that was out with you and a man came up and said some wild shit to you and he was screaming? Like, is that what you want? You want that man to scream, or do you want that man to put hands on that man? I can't do what I want to do on the internet. If you guys don't like the response that I gave, now if I just sat there, if you guys don't like the response that I gave, if you guys can't understand when you take somebody's man card, call them a bitch and say you got it until they come get it. Like, if you guys can't understand that, I can't teach it to you. But as I said, you're a hater. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could think over here and there. Pizarro, I've tried 100,000 times to rock with you. You know, it's like a hamster wheel. They call me to get ZX. Let be clear. They won't call you because you will talk to the death and explain yourself out. Okay, all right. Anyway, all right. So, isn't a hater? Yes, she is. Look, Mrs. My ass. Pizarro is definitely a part of the problem. With me. I mean, just what? Well, look at the behavior. I ran over. Okay, let me give you an example. I ran over two. I was at Lemons or whatever, and I heard Rex say something about her kids. Right? What did I do? I left. And this is when I thought, this is when I, like, in my head, like a dumbass, like really, really like Pizarro. Like, literally looked at her like, like a little sister in my circle. You know what I mean? I feel very different now because she's fucking hating on me. But as soon as she said that, I went back to Lemons, got on the panel, and I said, "Hey, where's Rex? I gotta say something. Yo, nobody's gonna talk about bizarre." I went on a whole rant and rave and all that other shit. So I really don't understand this whole protection of women and this and that. And the only reason why I said that to Rex is because he's not a letter in a circle. Like, Rex is a real person. We know his shit. We know where his mom lives, where his auntie lives, his cousin lives, where he lives. His name's Levi and this and that. Of course, I'm going to say something down. So Pizarro to come in and say that crazy shit, that's just how cold she is. You know what I'm saying? Like, towards me, So like, Pizarro, you could cuss me out all you want, but you don't want the long game with me. Okay. So you just threatened me. I didn't threaten you. I just showed you an example of how you think that you can do stuff to me, but I can't do stuff to you. I don't get it. And the thing is, I did that because because I know that you're going to spin the narrative. It is what it is. The reason why I did it is because I haven't spun the narrative. And how would I threaten you? Like, it doesn't matter. You'll just go like to this channel and that channel and this panel and that panel, whatever. So saying nope, I didn't say that. I don't fuck with anybody's channel. Never, ever, never have, never will. But anyway, let's see here. Lemon does something. Petty LaBelle, whatever. Okay. What problem? Everybody wants to be beef sector until the beef sector, time to be beef sector. Okay, cool. Another hater. Perfect. Whatever. Stretch marks, whoop de whoop, whatever. Have another drink. I'm back. Well, welcome back, soul sister. Kids out of school ain't looked, ain't no homework tech. Oh, Jesus Christ. I click on shit before I read it like a dumbass. Please make sure you screenshot. You say you weren't talking to him and he threatened you. He'll still. It never happened. No, I mean, I don't care if somebody screenshots whatever the fuck they screenshot. I don't do anything. Like, if in there's two things that somebody could tell you that I've never done in 8-9 years or however long I've been out here or whatever. We'll just say 8 because it sounds better. Because you spend your life on here over that. I'm going to 10 years, so I think I'm like a year and a half off of never being on this bitch anymore. But two things that people could say. Number one, I've never shared anything that's been behind the scenes or anything like that. Number two, I've never struck, flagged, or did a motherfucking thing to a channel. It's to make a point. Because we have to always break me down. We got to always like do everything we could possibly do to end me and this and that. It's really an example because I'm supposed to do all this other stuff. How do you feel? How do you feel when I say, hey, you're not supposed to fuck with me? You know what I mean? Like, okay. But anyway, and how is it a situation when I say, yeah, I used to rock with you, did this and that. I was making my point, talk about going over to Rex because you claim I don't protect women. I don't do anything. I don't do anything for women. And I'm looking for a way to get at them or whatever. I just told you two ways. I just showed you one way and I told you one way that's just not true. If you don't want me to do something or show something or say something, don't talk shit to me. It's very simple. Envy, stop while you're ahead. I don't give a fuck about that. Being triggered by Bizarre will just make you look sillier, and you'll love her. Uh, listen, listen. I am not 100%. Okay, I used to do that dumb shit. I used to be Pizarro blinded. My dumb ass used to always sit up here and be like, the only people that I, really, really look at are the people that I really like and really respect. And I always said Lady Nika, Pizarro, and Ness. And we see how that worked out, right? She's throwing insults, asking about threats. Okay, whatever. No user rights because he definitely threatened my channel. Nope, sure didn't. Let's see. No, I definitely didn't. Let's see. Yep, everyone wants to be in the beef sector until it's time. Well, my thing is then why get so mad at me? But anyway, between this Tupac and me, my thing is though, is you could say anything you want about your channel or this and that, and quite frankly, there's been like 100,000 things, pizza. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy to me. And my thing is like, okay, flag a non-monetized channel. Like I wish I would. Hold on, let me scroll up here. You really tried it instead of getting ZX together for trying. Did you not hear my whole live? Like did you miss the last couple days? Like you got to listen to this live. I don't get it. You really tried it instead of getting ZX together. That's exactly what I'm doing. For trying your woman, you came at me and deflect, but I got you. You do this every time. You're gonna fight for your man. Wait, you're gonna fight. Listen, I hate it when you say stuff like that. You definitely didn't listen to this. Like the only thing I can do with somebody is do something in their real life. This YouTube thing, it is not fighting. Like it's not. And as I said, I don't understand, Pizarro, why you haven't heard this whole stream, because it's been 100%, hasn't been about anything else. It's literally been 100% about what I'm going to do moving forward with ZX. I don't understand. So how am I not going after him? And last night on my own panel, I asked him directly, did you say that? Because people said he said it. I said, did you say it? I said, as a man, it's a closed-ended question. I don't need a story. I don't need a eulogy. I don't need a thesis. I don't need none of that. I just need you to tell me whether you said that about RY or not. And he ran. What am I supposed to do? You want me to go to his panel, click the link? He ran. He left. And he's still talking shit or whatever. Like he left. Let's see here. I heard you. You not doing shit to nobody in real life. How do you know, Pizarro? Why don't you ask RY? First of all, ask RY if I've done something to shit to people in my real life. I mean, you know me so well that I've never done anything to anybody in my real life. Oh, okay. But anyway, I don't really have to respond to that because that's foolishness. But no, I mean, what are you not understanding? Let me say this, Bizarre. What are you not understanding? The fact that I said the next steps are for me to put the petition together, send over the letter with the petition to my club brothers who are Masons, who say, hey, this needs this, this needs this, this needs this, and to put it together right. Then once I put that together, then my brothers will come on and talk about the ideologies or whatever they can talk about. I'm not a Mason, so I don't know what they can and cannot talk about. And then after that, basically make sure that the lodge is contacted, which I can't do it. It has to be by a brother. Make sure that the lodge is contacted, whatever. Obviously, they can find out the credentials, or I don't know how they do shit. I'm sure they can find out the credentials or whatever the case may be. I said there's only two ways to go about it. It's like a fork in the road. Number one, the way I can go about it is let the Masons handle it and do what they do. I don't know if they put it in a logbook. I don't know if they put it on social media. I have no idea. But I said if the Masons don't do something about it, I have freedom of speech, freedom of press, and all that other stuff. So I'll follow up on my own and write about it and show it to a wider audience than just like the black sector, beef sector, Mo3 sector, whatever, and make people very, very aware. And then from there on, folks can decide whether to support him or not. I don't understand what you're saying about that's not doing something, something in real life, because that's literally everything that I can do. If you're not yelled, it doesn't comprehend low midnight. I have to yell and I got to have wordplay. I got to read somebody and do this and do that. I don't understand that. Like, I don't act like that. I'm not gonna come out here and do this. Like, stop explaining to her. Clearly, she came in late. She sounds like it looks like she came in late, right? She yells and screams so much. There's no room in comprehension. Wait, since you've been with Honor, why you ran down on somebody and she got mad at me over mayor? Damn, man, this bad. Oh, I don't. You talk about like you talking about the pull up thing, where you hit the beard or pulled the beard or got water out of the trunk or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you talk? Like, she ran down on you for that, like the pull up or whatever you did. Malik would have cussed ZX out. Okay. Envy, why are you explaining to his child brain like a child? Okay. You and the beast sector cuss him out. Envy, only knows what you tell her. Y'all just met a year ago. Who? Oh, you talking about RY? Stick to begging for oh Jesus, you guys. Hit the like, appreciate it. OG Beauty still in the building. He said he expect you to punch him through to the computer or phone. That's what I'm saying, Southside. Like, I mean, just continue what Pizarro's doing. She's doing a great job. She's not going to tell people to come here. She's going to be their master. Like, they don't drop in the chat. Encourages, like, just it's just like we've seen like over and over and over and over and over again. Like, get Envy out, do this to Envy. Like, what about, okay, if I show a picture or whatever, okay, what about all of the fuck me's and when you're over at another place and I'm live, it's like, okay, we'll set it over to me. Well, I'm gonna go live at 1, I'm gonna go live at 2, I'm gonna go live at 3, and this and that. I'm over here just gotta I'm just over here just trying to do my little thing or whatever. I haven't been disappointed at a level. I have, but Pizarro's definitely top 5 of people I didn't think would behave that way. So whatever. I'm just here for the mess. That's what's up. Envy, you know better than to stop. W yourself down. Yeah, my boo, OG Beauty. There you go. Big Modern. Big Modern. Let's go, Ghetto. I only expect Envy to give a human reaction because his landlord can disrespect your girl, that any man or woman online can do the same. But my thing is why don't you guys think that I have something on landlord? like I downloaded it. Hold on a second. Let me grab my phone. You guys don't think I'm a fight against landlords. See, I gotta wait though. Like, I gotta wait. Like, now you guys want like this instant reaction. Why don't I shut the hell up? Why don't I shut the hell up until I have something that sticks, right? And I wish I could just put this up on the camera or whatever the case may be. But I will definitely I don't know if this video downloaded the files or whatever it is, but I'll have it for you. And then you guys will stop asking about it. You guys want to cuss people out. No, I want to make something stick. You know what I'm saying? Which that's it is what it is. Y'all dumb yourselves down, red chick. Okay. I've been reading the chat. Oh wow. The chat. Talk is cheap, so why talk? I don't know. I don't get it. I'll never understand that in my entire life. Like, I'm respected more for like going off. Okay. Like and it has to be one way or the other. You're not beef sector. Oh, well, this is what beef sector does. You're not beef sector. This is what beef sector does. You're not beef sector. This is what beef sector does, or whatever. Okay, which one is it? If I'm not, then I should be able to act however I want. If I am, then I'm supposed to yell and cuss and act like a fucking fool. But see, my thing is like, who look at the situations that have come at me. Like, do you guys not understand? Like, when I did this or whatever, I already told you. Like, when I was supposed to be embarrassed by the baton, we all know where that came from. And then I did this. So you guys aren't satisfied with like the troll moves. Like, you're not. Like, I'm just not that person. I am not a scratcher on the internet because it's weird to me. You know, no disrespect for the people that do it, but for me personally, it's odd. You know, I feel pizza going live in 5 minutes, put her food and foot in him. He said, I don't care. I mean, all she's gonna do is just tell y'all how she feels. Like, she feels that way anyway. Like, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me in any way at all whatsoever. I was gonna click her link the other day. I mean, but look what she does. She let landlord up 7 times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to sit here and be like, oh yeah, you know, hey, no. And then like the most disrespectful videos, like, like just it's crazy. Like, if I wanted to do something, I would have like gone to, some videos that somebody was disrespected or whatever the case may be, and comb through it and do this, do that. I don't want to do anything. The whole point of showing her that is that I don't do anything, right? Duh. And nobody's got to do anything on my behalf. Trust me. They don't like me. I'm not expecting Evie to be a friend of his woman op, like he did with Levin. Wrong reaction when he called your girlfriend a bad. Listen, I mean, if you hear the same thing over and over and over and over again, what do you say? What do you say? I mean, what are we in, like 4.5 years ago? And I'm a thief and I starved a woman and I did this and that. Like, once things stick, they stick. Like, what am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, hey, hey, Bizarro, you beg for crab legs. Hey, believe it, I can't unlike Bizarro. It's weird. It is very, very strange. I've always been able to like unlike somebody like real quick, but unliking Bizarro, I know that people say a lot of stuff, anything from the scamming to the begging to the whatever. I don't understand like what I do. It is like, it's so detrimental when people say that people say in the open, I'm going to shut down your Cash App, I'm going to bring the IRS over there or whatever. No energy. But if Evie says sub or does sub a little wrong or whatever, it's all this energy. It's insane. You're gonna get a real big pat on your back from someone later tonight. I don't give a fuck. Great afternoon. I'd say bye right now, or right then and there. Okay, let's go. But you're still around, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. She's safe. Like, I always ask people, what am I supposed? Okay, if somebody says something disrespectful to RY, like bitch or hoe, or I'm thinking about you when I grab my nuts or whatever the case, what am I supposed to do? I don't get it. Like, I'm waiting. Like, nobody's come here. Nobody's knocked on my door. And I'm gonna digitally incriminate myself. Do you understand when somebody says that they're gonna do something to you or whatever? Not do something to you, but like, I say, hey, I start cussing somebody out or whatever the case may be, and then they run up on me and do something. Don't you guys understand that that person's not in the right, because they'll say that I bullied, harassed, and provoked that person to do something? Like, you guys don't know about digital footprints. You guys are just lames that have never been caught up where you've had to get yourself out of situations. I got I got a bullet in me. I've learned how to behave. You know what I mean? Pick my battles. Okay, so since you like her disrespect, continue with it. Listen. It's not about continuing with it. I can't. There's nothing I can do to turn Bizarro around. And she's the master of some of the people that don't drop down. So like, what do I gain? What do I lose? Nothing. I mean, nothing. Are they going to hate me more? No. Are they going to love me more? No. Okay. So, up is up and down is down, right is right and left is left. Like I always say, everybody wants to be beef sector until it's time to be beef sector. Okay. So, since you said that about 3 or 4 times now, what is your recommendation? Like, what's the recommendation of what I'm not doing? Like, what should I change? I'm just wondering. Online Envy, I appreciate you. Southside, let's go. Envy, are you aware of the caller who is getting dragged for saying she would come for Pizarro's Cash App? That's not true. There's a difference though of cussing somebody out, dragging them or whatever, to the when you're trying to take out a content creator. There's a whole, it's different. If a subscriber calls in, which I know who the subscriber is to the KRN call-in show or whatever, if a subscriber gets cussed out, like what is the end goal? What is the ramification? What's the problem? Like if a subscriber gets cussed out. But I'm not talking about just getting cussed out. I'm talking about like the action that goes forward to try to cancel me. I mean, that I work twice as hard. Look on everybody's community wall, nothing. Look at their shows, nothing. Look at what times they go live when I go live. Look at the shit that they create, events, nothing. Even though I support them, even though I get up and dance like a fucking idiot and get made fun of for weeks just to be there to entertain and, act like a bad DJ and this and that. Like I've tried, I've tried with everybody on here to be cool. Okay. Not the master of some of the people who don't drop down. If you really think like, yes, I do. I 100% do. If a content creator doesn't like me, their people aren't allowed to drop down. Like, let's be real. Like there's a lot of followers. Because if they drop down and they type something and then they go back to their master's chat, then it's going to be like, well, why were you over there doing that? I have a prime example, but I'm not going to tell you because an individual a while ago put up a super chat, and the super chat was like, Team Envy, shout out to Envy, whatever. And that individual directly got talked to by the master. Okay. So, okay, cancel your wannabe Clint Eastwood motorcycle case. Okay. George Bush, stop. Molly, you're tripping. But see, my thing is she could come in and be disrespectful as well. Hey, Molly, keep writing that bullshit or whatever, and try to ensue hate. So if I do something, oh well, fuck it. Who are you? They are why every woman on YouTube. I have no idea, Southside. I'm being sarcastic. Okay. Let's see, Carruthers. Keep telling people check why the @ was added in front. I hate that shit. It's never going to be taken away, Mr. Carruthers. I hate that because sometimes I don't know who's who. I had to relearn people's usernames. It sucks. Well, I've never been the type. I support everyone. No one can tell me who to like. I'm sitting here in my punishment chair. Oh, Jesus. Georgia Peach. But anyway, damn, I was concluding, you know what I'm saying? Look at the people that try to hit my link. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, the same people are going to give their financial donations. The same people are going to be typing in the chat. The same people are going to hit my panel. Like, nothing changes. It doesn't matter who doesn't like me. Because hold on, I'll show you guys something. I got something for you guys. Let's see. Here you go.
Black people don't like me. I'll be on. Black people don't like me. I'll be. Black people don't like me.
So there you go. Okay. Let's see. Just heard a deaf ear. It is what it is. Like it's not gonna change my day. Southside, because that's a that's a daily occurrence. You know what I'm saying? What'd you say? This why I don't like typing in chats like that. Your feelings on certain things can blow misread. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely like somebody saying. I mean, that's like somebody saying that. What you call it? Uh, that's okay. That's like me picking up the phone and calling somebody. And what I mean by picking up the phone and calling somebody, sometimes I say, "Hey, I picked up the phone and called you because I didn't want my text to get misconstrued." Sometimes a whole lot of things that people write are misconstrued. Okay. Sorry, RY. I honestly, Georgia Peach, I think that you guys, I wouldn't call it a miscommunication. I wouldn't call it a hate back and forth or anything like. Why in the hell? Hold on. Why in the hell are the painters and stuff playing music like they don't have it? Hold on. They're fucking crazy. Really? Clearly they don't have an HOA or anybody that's going to complain. But anyway, whatever. Somebody's playing music like they're at a damn concert outside. The damn painters and all kinds of motherfuckers ready to route. So it is what it is. But as I said, there's really no more conclusion. It is what it is. Now I have to take the proper steps to do whatever. And hey, continue to hate on envy. It is what it is. I'll click links of people that can't stand me. You know what I mean? But when people host certain things and they continue to go back to the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, maybe I have to force them to go on to something else. You know what I mean? Man, why don't I say or do something? And the best thing, the easiest way for somebody to come out and show their true colors is just reach out to them behind the scenes or say some shit or show them some shit or do whatever. And it is what it is, right? It's not. Would you say, Georgia Peach? You said it's not that. I really like RY, and it's a sensitive issue, and I meant no harm. I don't, Georgia Peach. I don't think that it's that. I don't think it's on that level at all whatsoever. I just really think that yesterday was a they were really strong statements to Z or from ZX, and then obviously it resonating over to the next day and ZX confirming, which your RY did drop down and say that ZX said that he's going to stand 10 toes on what he said he was going to do. And that he said he would slap her, or he said, I'm going to say it again, I would slap her or whatever. I'm like, wow. So I think that Georgia Peace, I don't think that y'all would communicate with each other like that back and forth on a normal day, because I'd never seen you guys like kind of on this, never seen you guys kind of on different pages and shit like that. Okay. I don't think it's that. I don't think. Sounds like someone's still going to support glitter. Probably. I understand I wasn't here for the content. That's why I asked so many questions. Okay, cool. All right. Well, as I said, hey, you may see me here, you may not see me here, you may see me around, you might not see me around. Who knows? You know what I mean? I've been waiting to click people's links and come back out here in public or whatever. And then I was just gonna do it. Funny thing is, I was talking to RY and a couple other people. I was like, I'm gonna hit some links. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get out here and do my thing. I don't give a damn who comes up there, who doesn't come up there, what I have to say, what I don't have to say. I'm gonna do my thing, right? Hey, in one stream, I'm sitting up here by myself and I got, someone taking notes. Like Smooth Carter, I don't know. You said that somebody was impersonating you. I don't know what that is. For me to go all the way to the top and scroll down to the bottom and stop at everything that you said was Snoop TV or Snoop something or whatever it is. And then for my moderators to quickly block the person, I'm not quite sure if you understand that that is taking immediate action to solve the problem. I can understand if I was sitting here like a crazy person, like a fool, saying, "Oh well, fuck it," moderators just let it be. Or if I highlighted the comment and said, whatever, if I mean no harm, hey, it is what it is. And if Bizarre runs around on a campaign or whatever, it doesn't matter. She already does enough to try to sabotage the whole situation. So what do I gain? What do I lose? You and RY are always just about to hit Bizarro's link, but then she does something and it's like, well, that's why we don't like that B. No, actually, literally yesterday, I was like, you know what? When Bizarro goes live, I'm just gonna click the link and say, hey, or whatever. And then I did say, who else's link? I said a couple other links that I was gonna hit, but then this happened yesterday. Like I literally said yesterday I was gonna hit links today and stuff, and then the ZX thing happened. So I gotta really, focus on that because there's legwork behind it. I've told you all that I have to do certain things and whatnot. There's legwork behind it. Okay. It's very, very simple. But anyway, 2 days tops. You said 2 days tops. ZX is a buy down for CCs. And I already said that ZX was a buy down for CCs. And he's like Butterbean. When you went to a boxing match, you got the sideshow or whatever. Golly, man. Now they're scraping over here. I walked all the way over here. Anyway, Evie, this is less about you, but more about all CCs. In a week, it will be like this live never happened. The lives don't mean anything anymore. They really don't. They really don't. Because I'll listen to somebody's live and I'm like, damn, that's really shooting from the hip or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is I see those people on the panel together, hanging out, having normal conversations. And I'm like, okay, so you guys are going to say, hey, you're doing commentary in the beef sector, so you have to act like beef sector. Okay, so what's beef sector if people are dragged and then they end up on the same panel together the next day acting like nothing happened? Like, is that beef sector? You're supposed to cuss each other out and hang out the next day? Like, I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. And it makes me sick when I see it because I'm like, that is so hypocritical. I mind my business and the neighbors mind my business too. Well, the neighbors are definitely going to mind their business. I got to come out here. I got to go out here and tell a bunch of people I have absolutely no idea why you have speakers and shit outside my house playing when you know damn well the HOA be riding around in golf carts and shit. All they got to do is hear that once. They're going to blame it on me and we get fined. They don't give a damn what I go out and tell them. I get fined. I get a letter and boom, fined. I mind my business. Maybe their agreement was I will help with your channel at Eddie B. Sure. And okay. By Saturday, you and Bizarro and ZX will have a condiment enemy and be dragging him. But that's life, I guess. Not really, Molly. Not really. I'll break down your message right there. Will ZX be an enemy of mine? Yes. Will ZX be an enemy of Pizarro? No. Let's see, will both of us drag the same person? No, probably not. Let's see, this is what I was talking about at YTC's earlier. It's so personal in this sector. Everything is taken so seriously. It's like pins and needles. Of course it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be a part of the circle or you don't matter. It's insane. Like these people ask each other, "Are you going to go live? You should go live or whatever." I'll be on the panel, right? Hey, let's push this over here. And you don't think that I think that people have talked about that kind of shit behind the scenes? So when people say, "Oh yeah, Envy, watch this," or "Just look at that," or whatever, if you're trying to freaking like mess with my hard work or whatever, hey, whatever. That's crazy. I wouldn't want to be around somebody like that. Don't be shady. Molly, Georgia Peach, pins and needles, CCs. But with the chatters, it's like it's all out, but definitely agree. It's too predictable. Molly, B sector needs to do move before it dries up. Well, my thing is the beefs the beefs are let's see, predictable. And the funny thing is like they're going to get gratification out of me crashing out. I'm going to cuss somebody out and then they're going to be on their panel again the next day. Or I'm going to cuss somebody out. And if we're on the same panel, it's going to be like, Envy, I thought you cussed this person out or whatever. Hold on. Let me move my. This is crazy. Anyway, that's negative and backstabbish. Okay. Molly, yeah, and it's getting old. We behaving like family members over here. Envy, the fact that you're acknowledging it's a circle, it's giving it power and giving that you want to be in it. No, I don't want. Listen, I've already tried to get along with everybody, Molly. Trying to get along with everybody is a you'll turn yourself insane if you try to get along with everybody over here. B sector D's do ownership. A half a dozen of one and six of another. Gotcha. Childish and foolish. All right. So anyway, as I said, these painters, you could probably hear the shit. These painters are scraping and sanding and going up and down on ladders and playing music outside, and there's all kinds of shit going down. And that wasn't the beginning of my life. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead today. I'm just gonna do the explosion and get the hell out of here. I don't know if I'll be back. Hold on, let me see. 4:36. Jesus, how long have I been on here? 3.5 hours. Good lord. Okay, so 4:36. I don't know. You guys might see me at 6, but you'll definitely see me tomorrow. I don't know if it's 1 o'clock or I don't know if it's 1 o'clock or 5 o'clock or both. I'll try to do both, but hopefully you all have enjoyed this episode. Hopefully y'all know the direction I'm going to take. I got a lot of legwork to do around my real job or whatnot, and it is what it is. So as I said, I'll holler at y'all, and I do always appreciate that, and I will see you tomorrow. Just watch my community wall because the petition is going up. And maybe I might go live at 6:30. I don't know, but we'll see. All right, y'all.